play with a quarterback like Tom. So you heard the story about him sneaking in the hotel and telling him I want to play with him. Then getting there with Tom, then just seeing his preparation, his leadership, you know, how he goes about his business was just something that I've always admired, just because you don't really expect it out of your quarterback. And I just thought that if he's the hardest working man in the building, then the sky's the limit for your team, your organization. And then going on playing, 7 Super Bowl rings is just phenomenal. So it's just great to be on here this morning. It's great to see you this morning.
Good morning, everybody. It's 7 a.m. on Thursday, February 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 70. Coming up on OTB, LSU Athletics Executive Chef Michael Johnson joins the show for some munchies at 7:30. UNO head basketball coach Mark Slessinger joins us at 7:45. And Ross Jackson of the Locked On Saints podcast stops by at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Or watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Reese's Senior Bowl in Mobile, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome in to OTB. We are live in Mobile, day number 4. It's Thursday. Wow, man. Crazy. We're here. It's Thursday. Not sunny anymore. You know, the first couple of days of these beautiful sunrises over the water. It has basically just been one giant rain cloud now for about, I don't know, like 48 hours or something. And it definitely affected practice yesterday. Talking to scouts, they were kind of angry a little bit because, like, it wasn't much that they could get out of it. But we'll get into to all of that. We're very happy to be here live, boots on the ground in Mobile. Shout out Mario and Danny holding down back home. Shout out Rivers here with us, making everything happen, all the behind-the-scenes production work. And shout out to you, Jake, as you are just doing radio constantly. When you leave here, you go and do a full day of radio at the actual practice itself. So shout out to you while I've been able to just basically start drinking at lunch every day. But thank you for your sacrifice.
Hey, but you know what you are?
What's that?
A champion of doing that.
Hey, man, we all got to be good at something.
You got to be good at something.
It's like I said when I was talking about Scout the other day, he pulled my old Scout report. I nailed it without ever reading it. You know, on the ground too much, plays over his toes. If we were going to extend that, it even down to like great camp body, but will not make it. Not like probably won't, but like, and that's exactly what I was. I was a solid camp body. I helped the Rams get through camp. You know, I got to go to the twos and everything, and will not make it. So actually, really good job by Sean scouting. But anyway, if you were to extend that scouting report into general life, yeah, I'd be a 5-star lunch drinker.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But you're right about the weather. You know, the first day we were here, it's like perfect weather. It was the sun was out. It was like the weather where you put your jacket on, maybe get a little hot, take it off, and you put it back on again. And it has not been that the last couple of days. And you're right about the practice. Yesterday, you talk about he's on the ground too much. Everybody was on the ground too much yesterday. It was pretty wild. I mean, there was not a lot that was anything you could actually scout yesterday.
Yeah, I know that we'll talk about Malik Willis because I know he was actually one of the few winners yesterday. We'll talk about what it means for the Saints. And look, there's a ton to get to today, dude. NIL is popping right now. And the coaches are sniping one another, which I love. We finally got a little juice back in the SEC.
It is hot right now.
The block is hot.
I mean, it is hot. You've got coaches now, like, I mean, sometimes when you do that, you know how it is. I mean, you talk real general, like, you're calling coaches by their names.
Yeah.
And you're calling out, I mean, people that everybody knows exactly who you're talking about. So, I mean, to see Jimbo, and hopefully we can send the boys the audio back in the studio and they can play that. I've seen him fired up. I've seen him mad. I've seen him yell cuss words that don't make sense to string together. But that was a Jimbo that you don't see very often in that kind of setting.
Yeah, so I'm excited to get into that and munchies and everything else. We're going to have a great show planned for you today. Let's go ahead and dive in to some headlines. All right, we'll start with National Signing Day. As yesterday, LSU wrapped up its class. I think we laid out yesterday. They had like 6 targets that they were going after. They ended up getting 2, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Jalen Davis Robinson from Waxahachie, Texas, commits to LSU cornerback. So from a pure number standpoint, a position of need there in terms of filling out the DB room. But like we said yesterday, Jake, there were a couple names you would have liked. But if you could only have one, the big name on the list was Harold Perkins. And you, sure enough, end up landing the top linebacker in the nation, number 4 overall player in the nation. Brian Kelly's first 5-star that he's won in a traditional recruiting sense, or, you know, in the NIL era, we call it pseudo-traditional sense.
I think this is
a big get.
Unanimous 5-star.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, a lot of people, hey, he's a 5-star here, he's a 4-star here, whatever. This is a unanimous 5-star player, and you're exactly right. Like, if you're picking which one that you had to do, just like we said yesterday morning before any of this became official, I mean, Perkins was the guy. Definitely a position of need, and look, yeah, I mean, you won Matthews. He's a good player, really good player. DB's not ever really been an issue for LSU. Now we'll see with the new regime, like if that continues. But linebacker was definitely a position of need. You had to go out there. You had to get Harold Perkins, and you were able to do it. And now you finished up a class that didn't really feel like it could get into the top 6.
And then was it Trante Citizen who put on like the 17 different hats and kept
I think so.
everybody?
Yeah, and then finished with Miami.
Yeah, and finished. I don't know, like what? Okay, dude. Hell yeah, man. Good luck, Trante Citizen in Miami.
I hadn't seen signing day The DB yesterday had the Oregon shirt on. Then he takes it off. He's got the LSU shirt on. Harold Perkins picked up the A&M hat. He's like, I ain't going there. And then puts it down. I think later he burned it.
His family was on IG Live later burning an A&M hat, which, hell yeah, I'm here for that, bro.
If you want to endear yourself to LSU fans, that's the newest way.
That man lives in Cypress Park, Texas, and he was sitting there burning an A&M hat. Let's ride.
Yeah.
All right, you're a real one, Harold. You're welcome. You are welcome, and we will defend you at all costs.
Yep.
Also, shout out to the business community coming together and making it happen.
I heard yesterday that event.
Not that anybody does that. LSU does not do that. Nick doesn't do it. Jimbo's none of these.
It's been going on for a long time, but we don't do it.
Yeah, and none of these schools are paying. Okay, none of these schools are working NIL deals. Just so we know.
But the event I heard was really good last night.
If the NIL deals come, well, I can't control that. That's just the market. But none of these schools are putting that in front of kids. Okay, let's all understand that. So that was signed in. We'll talk more about it. In New Orleans, I know it is like a snort and how absurd it is. In New Orleans Saints news, Mickey Loomis met with the media yesterday, and he said the Saints had conducted in-person interviews with 3 candidates already: Doug Peterson, Brian Flores, Aaron Glenn, and there is still work to do in that regard. We've laid out a lot. It certainly feels like Dennis Allen is the betting favorite, but obviously now more than ever, the Saints have to do their due diligence, and they have to be able to potentially prove that they did their due diligence, right? As like everything during this hiring process is going to be picked apart. So we'll talk more about that. But Jake, Saints been playing the London game. How about it, bro?
I played the Saints in London. Let's go.
Okay, well, what I'm thinking is maybe
absolutely.
You drop a little line to the boss.
Wait. I got to do it?
Yeah, man. You can work it better. I think that certainly you swing a bigger stick than I do. So, yeah, man, just tell me we want to go to London.
Okay. I'm on it.
Yeah.
We're in Wembley, right? Still in Wembley? I know they've played them a couple different places.
Where does Tottenham
Tottenham's
play?
their new stadium.
Yeah, okay, so they're playing in Tottenham's new stadium, I think, is what is lined up.
I'll take whatever.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That'd be super fun.
What time would we be doing the show? I think actually.
Oh, if we were in London?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. I have no idea. You know me, time zones. Oh, yeah, Rivs, do you have any idea?
I think it's, is it 10 hours ahead?
Something like that. I don't know. I'm literally saying that like I know anything.
Maybe it's 10 from San Diego.
T-Bob doesn't even understand how Arizona works.
Well, Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time. How are we supposed to do that?
Indy.
How are we supposed to do that?
Either. It's 1:09 p.m. right now there. Perfect.
I'll never forget.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That would be
amazing.
So it's only 6 hours.
Oh, my God. We could
said
sleep
10.
We're like 10. It's, for
6
sure.
hours.
It sounds right.
It's 1:09 p.m. in London.
We could sleep in and then do 1 to 4 of the afternoon show. We have to go to London. Bottom line.
Do you think that y'all will need coffee in London?
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. Yes.
I was like, wow. I thought it was like a tea joke at first, and I'm like, oh, no, she means,
In NFL news, obviously some really serious allegations taking place, starting with Brian Flores basically putting his career on the line. We talked about it yesterday, suing the NFL. Hugh Jackson has now come out and supported Brian Flores. He's saying that he too was incentivized to lose in Cleveland, not in as direct as like $100K per game, what Flores is alleging, but in the form of bonuses and whatnot. And he is very confident that he can prove it. His lawyers are out there saying that, and here's a quote from Hugh Jackson, who said again that he was incentivized to lose by the front office in Cleveland and ownership. He says, quote, "I can prove anything and everything that I'm saying. The National Football League knows I can prove anything and everything I'm saying, and I don't run from that. If they feel like I'm being dishonest, call me on it. Let's sit down in front of everybody, put it all out there, and see who's telling the truth." And so, I mean, that's pretty like if you want to play, you're going to throw hands, let's throw hands. But the crazy thing is, I think he actually lost NFL arbitration over this.
Yeah.
Like he had already tried to be like, hey, this is what they were trying to make me do, and he lost that. But that is obviously a notoriously private sort of process. And so
he's like, let's bring it all to the table.
Yeah, man.
Here it is. Let's go.
Let's air it out and see what happens.
And it is interesting because, like, Hugh Jackson, he's now the head coach at Grambling. I mean, he's not trying to get an NFL head coaching position. He's had multiple or whatever and hasn't worked out for him. And so this almost feels like a play like, okay, somebody else stood up, and this is now really public, and I know what I have, and I'm going to help.
Absolutely. And so for everybody, you always see in these situations, like, you could have come out like 3 years ago. Why haven't you come out yet? Look, man, watch what's about to happen to Brian Flores, right? Like, it's tough. Like nobody wants to be that first through the wall, and Brian knows that, and he even talked about it. And so anytime somebody does finally break through that wall, it's why you then always see in situations like this other people come out with similar experiences. So really crazy time for the NFL. You know who's not going to be in the NFL? Who we said yesterday was going to be Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, weak chin Jim.
Yeah, so he wasn't in the office on Tuesday. He'd even sent some goodbye texts to some people, apparently. And on National Signing Day Part 2, he was sitting there with an all-day meeting with the Minnesota Vikings, but apparently something went awry somewhere along the line, and he's informed Michigan that he is returning as the Michigan head coach.
And I think a lot of people are asking, how's he going to be accepted back in the locker room? I think times are different now. In the day and age of the transfer portal, people are always kind of on the move. We've seen players put themselves in the portal, come back to the team. I mean, hell, Miles Brennan is about doing. We can talk about Miles in a little bit as well while we're on it, but I think he's going to be okay. Look, that's a coach. It's like he never really left. He went and interviewed for some jobs, but he's coming back. I don't think it's going to be an issue in the Michigan locker room.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I think if you like Harbaugh, you're just happy that he's back.
And if you don't like him and you hate like his fourth quarter program, you're real mad today.
Yeah, that is also 100% facts. So Harbaugh going to stick around in the college level. And a little bit of World Cup qualifying news. USA, USA, USA. I did it 3 times because they won 3-0 over Honduras. Screw you, Honduras. Okay? Eat it. Nothing I love more than beating the big dogs. Eat it, Honduras. And
how do you think Honduras felt in Minnesota last night?
I was about to say, man, dirty play by the U.S., taking advantage of the geographical diversity, the topological diversity that we have here, making Honduras play in negative degrees in Minnesota. Yeah. That's just rude. That's wrong. No wonder they lost 3-0. You're probably like, what the hell are we doing, man?
One of the U.S. players said, look, nothing against you, Minnesota. We got to win, but on my future unborn children, I'll never do that again.
Mexico managed to BS penalty their way to a 1-0 win. Pathetic. Very lucky. Very lucky. Danny.
I think U.S.-Mexico meet up in Aztec, if I'm not mistaken. Danny can correct me if I'm wrong, in the next group of World Cup qualifying, so we'll definitely have to put something together for that. I mean, Danny deserves a shot at redemption for getting yelled at
how about
by the
this?
whole bar.
How about that? Yeah, that was fun.
Incredible.
That was very fun. How about this? We do, the dangling cross earrings when we hit our subscriber count, and then for USA-Mexico, loser gets the earrings ripped out of their ears. Let's put some real stuff on it, dude.
Although I've seen a lot of dangling cross earrings here.
I know.
Several.
They're kind of popping again.
Apparently,
Are we going to be cool?
Well, unfortunately, maybe we're right behind the curve, right? It's like we almost got caught up in these subconscious
I saw a couple
zeitgeist.
players wearing them.
Okay.
I saw a couple media members wearing them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to see 2 more pretty soon.
For some reason, when you said media members, I guess I'm just picturing like Rick Neuheisel or something with like a dangling cross earring, which apparently Neuheisel's been killing the media week, even hopping up and grabbing guitars and stuff.
All right, so USA-Mexico, Danny, March 24th at 4 p.m.
Let's go. Put in the calendar. Losers gets the earrings ripped off. It's going to be so tense, bro. It's going to be so tense during the game, which is good. We'll finally have a little juice. And if they tie, nobody gets it ripped off.
Mario gets his ripped off.
All right, y'all, those are your headlines. Coming up next, I think I want to dive into some of this NIL stuff and just how insane it is that everybody's trying to tell us that nobody's doing anything while everybody's very clearly doing everything. Keep it locked right here on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to dgbauto.com, dgbauto.com. I love Donaldson Glass and Body, man. Been going there for years. Very happy. Anything that I need with my vehicle, like anything. So remember, if you get in an accident, that sucks. But dealing with it becomes a lot easier when you have somebody like Deville there for you, where They will tow you. They have the best body shop in the state. They will take care of you. They will deal with the insurance company for you. So remember, insurance can't tell you where to go. Police can't tell you who gets to tow. The answer to both is Donaldson Glass and Body.
It sure is. DGBauto.com is the website. Doesn't really matter what your needs are. They can be able to fix anything you have. It's as easy as an oil change, or if you have a windshield that needs replacement or repair, they can certainly do that. Of course, body work, paint work, anything that's a big issue, small issue. Again, another one we hadn't talked about, tires. Like when I get back home, I will definitely have to call DGB to make sure I get that taken care of. They're going to do it. They're going to do it the first time. DGBauto.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Jimmy Hudak, Charles Hannegriff, the handyman. We're live at our regular Thursday evening place, Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, downtown. It's our football watch party. Oyster and beer specials all night long. Game Time presented by Bet Rivers from Jolie Pearl, Thursday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live from the 2022 Reese's Senior Bowl, presented locally by CEI Custom Ecology Incorporated. All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Danny Morrow, look, okay, since we are doing a little long-distance relationship production here, I'm about to throw a Twitter link in the 7:15 part of the document from the Feinbaum show. Just go ahead and pop in my ear when we can play that video, but it's Jimbo being, very upset. How dare somebody accuse Texas A&M of using NIL deals to recruit this class. This class was built on, elbow grease, hard work. Exactly. Sorry, I didn't turn your mic up yet.
No, you're good.
Yeah. This class was built into, and okay, I'm being a little flippant, a little tongue in cheek. I get it. The A&M guys did work their ass off. So I do understand that, but to say that NIL didn't play anything. Well, here's what Jimbo had to say yesterday when he was asked about it.
A lot of money is being spent, and just your.
Here's what I'm going to say, and this is point blank. This is point blank because here's my problem. There is no $30 million fund. There is no $5 million. There is no $10 million. This is garbage, okay? And it pisses me off that people, and here it comes from a site called Bro Bible by a guy named Slice Bread. Then everybody runs with it. So it's written on the internet as gospel. How irresponsible is that? And then to have coaches in our league and across this league to say it, clown acts. All right? Irresponsible as hell. Multiple coaches in our league. And the guy's griping about NIL, griping about transfer portal, using it the most and bragging about it the most. That's the ironic part. You want character? I'll take it with any of y'all. It's a joke. It does piss me off. The other thing, when you look at vice president, I get another one. Vice president of Notre Dame. Supposed to be a reputable university, right? That's a heck of a person leading a reputable university. I'd be real proud if I hired that guy. Read it off sliced bread. It's funny, when Nick Saban said his quarterback got an $800,000 deal, it was wonderful. Now it ain't wonderful no more, huh? But ours, we ain't got that. Ours are on record what comes up. We ain't doing all them big deals. There ain't none on our place that we know of. That's funny when you do it. The hypocrisy is a joke. It's an absolute joke, and it's insulting to our staff, how hard we work, to how we do things, and it's insulting to Texas A&M because there ain't a better place to go to school and play ball. If you don't like it, we're coming on. Get used to it. All right? We ain't going nowhere. It's an absolute joke. The people put the hard work in and do it.
Damn, bro. That is as wild of a college football coaching soundbite as, I don't want to exaggerate here, but as I think I've ever heard. I mean, we live in the era of just completely whitewashed,
naming
vanilla.
The GOAT.
Naming people.
In it.
Yeah. Calling out Saban.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he called out Saban, but then he basically subtweeted Lane Kiffin, right? Because he was talking about how,
which is weird because, Nick's his friend.
Yeah.
But he didn't, did he, think that if he didn't call out Lane, he'd get more
But I don't think he was necessarily calling out Nick Saban.
That's true. I guess that's true.
He was just saying that the reaction to Nick was different than the reaction
to him. It was, but for him to say his name.
But Nick's fist.
Yeah.
Nick ain't happy about that.
He's like, hey, bro, keep your name out my mouth. He did even throw a little eye in the end.
I was thinking that too.
He had two eyes.
Does he normally do that, or do you think that's just
not that many. Oh, not like that.
Okay, he just got him a little fired up.
We'll see what Lane does because Lane's been very active. He's been coming after Brian Kelly. He's been coming after Texas A&M, and Lane feels like one of those coaches that probably doesn't like when you come back at him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even when Frank Wilson kind of went after him, he's quickly, you could tell he didn't like that. So this will be interesting because everybody in the world knows exactly who he's talking about. He's talking about Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin was the one that had a lot of quotes, and then obviously Lane's bragging about being number 1 or 2, whatever they've been in the transfer portal. So it's going to get a little spicy.
I know, and I saw you kind of raise your hands in supplications to the sports gods, and I'm with you because we need a little spice.
Yeah.
It's felt antiseptic ever since ever since Steve Spurrier retired, right?
Yeah, that's a great point.
The combination of Steve Spurrier retiring and Nick Saban just continuing to chop off heads and put them on his wall in his room, it's just been such a boring setting. But now, with Jimbo, you have a guy who's completely secure and, not on the edge of losing his job, all of these things, right? So he can pop a little bit. Lane's as embedded in Ole Miss as, he's completely safe, so he can pop a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so happy. And what's funny, though, and to be clear, again, I do. I do believe that A&M, that staff worked their ass off to recruit. There's no doubt. Like, that's how you put together number one class, 100%. But to act so incensed about these, like, what's he going to do when some of these deals start to come out? About, like, what players are making and everything. Like,
it's almost like you're thinking maybe just buy into it.
Yeah, like
it's a positive for you.
It seemed like he was doing when Jimbo's the one who told us a little while ago.
NIL been going on for a long time.
Yeah, and he said now it's just above the board. Like you can't make that joke and then act all angry when people
it was weird. It's almost like he just got mad that it was Lane.
Freaking
like
sliced bread.
Sliced bread. Bro Bible, guy named Sliced Bread.
Hey, shout out Sliced Bread, man. His bosses are happy with that.
If no question about it. But if you have the number one class, and if it is because of NIL deals, which everybody's doing, I mean, LSU just had a NILSU event last night. Yeah. And they publicized it. We talked about it. I mean, we promoted it here on this show. So if you have that and you have the number one class, why not lean into that? That's kind of my question.
I agree.
I mean, I understand that you want to give your coaches praise because they did work hard, to your point, T. I mean, NIL goes a very, very long way, but you still have to close the relationship, and you still have to do that. So I understand that you wanting them to get their credit, but it would feel like it would be a positive for A&M to be able to say, yeah, absolutely, we're doing exactly what nobody else can do.
And I guess maybe there's like a legal element to this where, like, I don't know what the state laws are, but maybe you can't talk about it in that way. Or
even all that feels like it's coming to a close.
What do you, in terms of they're making it easier and easier legally as well. But the thing is, he acts so incensed about the idea that there may be a collective, but there's a literal article on CBSSports.com right now breaking down college collectives that are popping up all over the place, like Miami, all the other schools, Nebraska, where, it's exactly what we've talked about. It's almost like a political super PAC. It's a bunch of boosters getting together, pooling their money to pay players. Like, here's a quote that stuck with me. It said, somebody was just talking about, like, why wouldn't you do this if you're a booster? He's saying, would you rather pay Scott Frost's buyout, or would you rather take that $10 million in booster money and go buy better players? Like, I mean, it just makes too much sense. So these collectives are happening everywhere. I don't know if one's been officially formed in Baton Rouge, but they're definitely happening, or their formations are taking place. So whatever, man. I actually love everything about it. I love the coaches yelling at each other. I love players getting paid and being able to change their lives, even if they never play in the NFL. I'm into the madness of the current state of college football.
Great comment from Jennifer Lovett here inside the Bayou 4 chat. Speaking of Jimbo, he said they're coming on. Still waiting on that. There's going to be, and I understand it, and I kind of said it yesterday, like, yeah, they possibly can, but you're kind of waiting on that year to take over. And I know they were on the edge of the CFP and a very shortened COVID season, but then they're 8-4 a year ago. Now, this recruiting class, you have the ability to maybe get them to that point. You've got to develop. Getting them is just a little bit of it. Developing those players is going to be the key part of it, and keeping those players happy because you got so many high-profile players and not get into the transfer portal. So, yeah, getting them there is great. Getting them there is fantastic. But now it's, okay, how do you develop these players? How do you make sure those relationships are working well? So we'll see if Texas A&M is able to benefit off this.
Yeah. I mean, like we said, the team chemistry and everything, who knows? You get best players, it probably will be good, but it's going to be fascinating to see. And really, I think that's why this is all so fun, kind of, is that, like we always talk about, this is the literal birthplace of a new market, and getting to watch it unfold firsthand is something that you just don't see that often, quite frankly, especially not in sports, where things are so codified from like 100 years ago, and things remain the same. So it's cool.
It's fascinating. I don't know if something is going to come in the next couple of, not weeks, but months maybe, to try to not even slow it down, but just try to get a better grasp of what's going on right now. Maybe some rules, some legislation, whatever it might be. But I can just tell you, I mean, there's like the big money deals we hear about, but there is some significant deals going to players that are on the current roster.
Yeah.
On the current roster that you would be, I think, surprised at how much money it is.
Oh, my God, dude. Whatever. Everybody always laments, why didn't I buy the Apple stock? Why didn't I do this or that?
Why wasn't I born 20 years later?
I would have loved to be, born
Although for me, I think maybe if I was
2002.
born 15 years earlier in the age of the fullback in the 80s in the NFL.
Oh, maybe that was your actual.
That was actually maybe what could have been my peak.
That's a fair point. And
Yeah.
see, Malcolm Gladwell talks about that. So much of life is like timing and when you're born in relation to the world around you. It's like how, Steve Jobs had access to, or not Steve Jobs, I think it was like Wozniak at a time when computers were impossible to get to. He had full access and everything else. Whatever. I'm rambling now. Let's go to break. When we get back, let's go to Munchies.
I was ready to hear your point.
Well, I panicked because I can't remember if it's Woz that I'm actually thinking about. No, I think maybe it was Bill Gates.
You know what? Nobody's going to fact check you.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I probably just should have rolled with it. Yeah. The point is, some of these guys who ended up huge, like, the birth of the PC, they had access for one reason or another to a computer at a time when nobody had access.
Yeah.
So just the timing of everything there and the opportunity, shout out to all these players getting paid.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
jealous, but it's awesome. When we get back, Munchies with Chef Michael Johnson. Get your Munchies questions in the chat.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go Rube. Ooh, yeah, that felt good. Kind of stumbled into that. 927-8300, 927-8300, GEAUXroof.com. If your roof is leaking, maybe like you think you have an issue, a bad storm rolls through, if you just want to figure out, maybe you've been living in your house for years and you never got it looked at, look, at Go Roof, they will give you a free professional estimate. So call them up, 927-8300, hit them with the roof's up, and then set up a time for them to come look at your home. Like I said, easy to schedule, free, and then you make a fully informed decision about what you want to do next. Big job, insurance covers it, great. If not, they can always work with you to find monthly payment options that work for you because, they're just worried about getting your roof taken care of. They're from the community. They care about the community. That's why it's GEAUX. GoRoof.com. Beautiful new roof every shingle time.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has 0.9% for 60 months on new Ford F-150 plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric. Here, join Tommy Chrysan, Skip Burtman, and myself for Hold the Rope with Skip and Cano this Sunday night from 7 to 9 p.m. when our guest will be LSU head baseball coach Jay Johnson. Hold the Rope, Sunday 7 to 9, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live from the 2022 Reese's Senior Bowl, presented locally by CEI Custom Ecology Incorporated. All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake Rivers hanging out with you today. Right now. What's going on?
Real quick, I know we got Chef, but how close are we to the dangle earrings? We didn't get an update on that.
Okay, yeah.
Well, so we need to get an update.
How
get
many
it ready
are
for
we
the
getting
end
up
of it.
to?
I think we're trying
2,500
to get
Instagram followers.
Yeah.
Okay, I can.
Have you cleared that with Caitlin? I've cleared it with Katie. Have you cleared it with Caitlin?
I have not told her yet. I kind of want to just show up with a dangling earring one day.
Okay.
Y'all are a little ways away.
Okay. Well, that felt kind of mean.
That felt kind of
a little bit. Let's go to. I'm done. I'm going to turn Rivers' mic down after that. That felt a little mean. That was a little bit of a shot. Michael Johnson, executive chef for LSU, our culinary expert, answers all of our culinary queries. Chef, what's going on?
Morning, guys. How are y'all?
Doing well. Hashtag munchies. Since it's National Carrot Cake Day, Chef, what's your favorite cake to bake?
I'm not a terribly big baker, but I kind of just have a thing for chocolate and chocolate cake all day long. I do eat carrot cake. Like, I've had some really great carrot cakes. I'm not much of a baker myself. I like different, like being a chef and cooking that way, and baking and cooking are two different philosophies, really. Like, one is very chemistry driven, and you have to be specific with your measurements, and the other one's kind of willy-nilly putting things together that you enjoy and building profiles. So
hashtag munchies. Can you go to a baseball game without getting a hot dog or nachos?
No, I worked in the baseball business for so long that if I smell a hot dog, it's like Pavlov's response. Like I have to go in search of it, and it's rather grotesque, I think, actually. I just like hot dogs. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, because they're unbelievable. Chef, what is actually in a hot dog? Like a good hot dog, but what is actually in a hot dog?
There's fat obviously creamed into there, and it's different parts of the cow or pig, or if I'm eating a hot dog, it's going to be all beef. Like I like Hebrew National because they prevent those alternative parts being put in there, which could be the rooter or the tutor, so to speak. So it really is like there could be any different type of thing in there. Offal, there could be cuts of meat, actual meat. It's just a kind of a creamed processed collection of all kinds of different things in there. So yeah.
As long as it tastes good. Chef, we've got a lot of pizza questions, so I'm going to kind of jumble these together a little bit. A lot of, hey, what's your favorite pizza type situation. So if you're going to the best pizza parlor in town, what are you trying to get? Because the guy sitting to my left is always going pepperoni, and he's a man of principle, and he said because if you mess up a pepperoni, you're certainly going to mess up anything else. So are you by that method, or are you trying something else?
I mean, there's some psychology behind that. I agree with that to a point. like I'm never going to have pineapple on my pizza, and there's an entire conversation behind itself. But yeah, I like Neapolitan style where, it's going in on a stone. It's a thin crust. It might be a little brown on the bottom. Might even be a little, burnt on the bottom. But I like that toasted flavor, and I like the crispy crunch of it when you fold it in half. And I look for people who, put the work into the pizza. Like I like hand shredded cheese. There's a difference between, when you shred the cheese that day yourself versus pulling it out of a bag of shredded cheese and putting it on there. I like, seeing the pizza built in front of me versus, some obscure kind of vague process in the back that you don't know what's going on with your pizza. When it's put together right in front of you, it just feels better. So I don't know.
Damn, that's good, which is a great name for this segment. Hashtag Munchies. He actually asked best Neapolitan pizza recipe. I just got to own the oven.
It really starts with the dough and making the dough, and I also am kind of particular about the tomatoes. Like I use Italian canned tomatoes. They're sweeter. You don't have to add sugar to your sauce. I hand crush my sauce. Like I buy the tomatoes that they're not crushed already. They're plumbed, or they're still in the plum size, and hand crush them. And when you put the sauce on your pizza, it actually cooks in the oven rather than you cooking the sauce. So that's kind of the premise behind it for me.
Okay.
All right, so Chef, the first day we got here, we went to a great little breakfast spot, and I forget the name of what they called them, but I had hash browns, I had ham, they had cheese, they had onions, and they had sauerkraut.
Yeah.
I had never heard of sauerkraut in hash browns, but it was fantastic. Is that ever something that you've heard of?
My old man used to make something that he called cowboy hash, where he would just take hash browns and put just about anything that was in the refrigerator in it, and it sounds something like that. But I've never had it myself. Not sauerkraut. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was it was good.
It's like the devil's eye or something like that.
Yeah, they called it like demon eyes. Like
it was good though.
Demons
hash
hash browns. Hashtag Munchies. Have you ever used cooked down hogshead cheese as a topping? And if so, what do you use it on?
So I've never actually put it as a topping, but I was at the camp one weekend with my brother, and we were looking for something to put in with the beans, and the only thing I could find was hoghead cheese, and so I melted the hoghead cheese down in the beans when we cooked it. And I tell you, like, if I can find hoghead cheese on the way down to the camp, I'll put it in the beans, and it's, it's got the spice, it's got the garlic, it's got the gelatinous liquid that you're looking for that kind of gives the beans body. It's really incredible, honestly.
Oh, my God. You've given me something new to try, Chef, as well as everybody listening. Hashtag Munchies, thank you so much for coming on today, Chef, and you have a wonderful day.
Appreciate you guys. Take care.
Thanks, Chef.
All right, take it easy. Chef Michael Johns, Executive Chef for LSU, holding down hogshead cheese and the beans. Let's go, dude. Coming next, we're going to talk to Coach Mark Slessinger from UNO, Privateers. Let's go, baby. Big-time start for UNO this season, so keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, whether you're looking to rent, buy new, buy used. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge is there for you. Go into the rental part and ask for Miss Lisa Sessions if you're just looking to, maybe you got to go on like a family vacay, or you got a car in the shop, whatever the case may be, right? Maybe you just want to try out some of the different vehicles that you maybe want to end up buying, if you want to dip your toe in the minivan waters. The point is, if you need a new car, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge has the best selection, the best deals, and the best, well, like I said, renting, buying, used, they got it all.
I would encourage you to go check out the full fleet as well. I wasn't sure that we could fit into a Highlander with all six of us, but we absolutely have, of course, a Sequoia if you're looking for something a little bit bigger, Tundra if you're looking for the truck. Obviously, they've got multiple there with Tacoma as well. But just go try it out, because I promise you there's going to be something that you love. You drive off happy. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, We've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
If home is where the heart is, a roof is a shield. That's why for over 25 years, South Louisiana always turns to Garcia Roofing and Sheet Metal. For more information, visit garciadidmyroof.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company.
For a Thursday edition of Hunt and Hill, Mickey Loomis met with the media down in New Orleans. Luke Johnson will join us to talk about it, and we're talking some LSU basketball as well. How did LSU signing day finish in football? Hunt and Hill, noon to 2 weekdays on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Live from the 2022 Reese's Senior Bowl, presented locally by CEI Custom Ecology Incorporated. All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, yo? Welcome back to OTB. Right now, we got UNO head basketball coach Mark Slessinger on the line. UNO currently off to their hottest start they've ever had in the Southern Conference, or hottest start in a long time. 8-0 right now. 2-game lead in the conference stand-ins. One of the top scorers in the entire nation. Coach Sless, what's going on, man?
Man, you talk about pressure. Hashtag having to follow Munchies.
Yes, Coach Sless, also a loyal listener of the show as well. Always check it in. Coach, what's up, man? We haven't talked in a while. For those that don't know, if you've never been to a UNO game at the Lakefront Arena, it's freaking awesome. Me and my daughter used to go all the time. My little brother was coaching over there. It's the best venue. They're playing incredible right now. It's just a great product in the city for you. Coach, what's this hot start been like, and how do you keep it rolling?
Man, it's been amazing. You know, to be 5-0 to start the league and win 8 in a row and 9 out of 10. It's been a blast for us, but mostly, you know, the our players are student athletes. our coaches are just continuing to teach and sow into these guys like crazy, and they're receiving the message and working and playing their hearts out every night and enjoying the ride. It's been a lot of fun. When you got two older guards like Derek, who's 15th in the country in scoring and averaging 25 in league play, and then East St. John product and St. Rose native Troy Green as a fifth-year guard. I think we've got legitimately two of the best guards in, for sure mid-major basketball, and I think they're competitively against anybody in the country.
Yeah, in case you missed that, like you said, Derek St. Hilaire rolling, currently averaging 25.6 points per game in league play. So, I mean, just absolutely killing it right now. Now, Coach, the thing is, though, right, I mean, we've seen this with LSU basketball where, they got off to this incredible start. Now they've lost 5 of 6. How do you avoid kind of falling into, like I know basketball's a game of runs in the game, but kind of in the seasons as well. How do you avoid kind of going through one of those slumps, or how do you try to?
You got to stay healthy, number one. No different than any sport. And I know Willis battled through a bunch of injuries there, but you've got to stay healthy. And you've got to be able to keep these guys engaged, and every day has to be a new challenge. They can't get stale. They can't get content on where they're at or what they're doing. You've got to keep them engaged and issuing new challenges to them to keep them hungry to get better and keep it as fresh as you can. And I think our staff continues to be creative in those ways of thinking at it. And I think we've been successful. Tonight's a huge game with Corpus Christi. We got 2 more on the road before we get back home next Thursday and Saturday. And the momentum is just incredible on campus and in the city as well. And so we've got to pull off these 2 this week to keep that momentum going.
That's what I was going to ask you about, Coach. In the next 4 games, you're going to have the same 2 opponents. And so when you have that situation, obviously you're going to be familiar with them. They're going to be familiar with you. Do you change up anything that you do as far as your approach, knowing that you're going to have the common opponent kind of back-to-back games like that?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think you guys, kind of touched on it the other day when you guys were talking about the NFL playoffs and how you go about changing game plans. And Jacob, you were talking about you had one game plan, and then the very next game you play, or next time you play that team, you didn't have anything that you did. You didn't run one single play. And for us, that we're not in that range of capabilities to do something like that. But you have a second package ready that we're going to put, especially offensively, and maybe some ball screen coverage stuff that we'll do differently round 2 against Corpus and Cartwright, just because you literally played them 6 days previous. That you've got to have a little something different in your package.
Yeah, I can't wait. And then Coach, one of my favorite nights I've ever had was UNO had a big boxing event there at the Lakefront Arena. It was awesome. Coach was there, and we saw this guy from Duloc, Louisiana fight. Bad body, tough son of a gun. And me and Coach all night yelling, Duloc! Bro, Coach, that article you sent me the other day, what's the word? He just had a title fight. He filled in from Duloc, and he quit himself well, huh?
It was amazing. The Rougarou Ridge program fought for it was this tournament, this World Boxing Tournament, and the arena was electric that night. It was fantastic. And one of the lead-up fights was this big old bouncer, shrimper from Duloc. And so, we're just screaming, Duloc! And, they had the offensive line and heavy metal music going, Jacob, and T-Bob lost his mind. He flexed back to when he had 3 necks and was like going crazy over there in the box.
It was so much fun. I love the Lakefront Arena. Swords up. I love the Privateers, man. Like Scott Kushner has a great piece in The Advocate today talking about just how awesome UNO's been so far, winning 8 in a row. And if you're not watching and you're in the city, go give it a chance, man. You are going to have so much fun. So chill, too, getting in and out of the game. Just absolutely fantastic. Coach, thank you so much for joining us this morning, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy Birmingham.
Yes, sir. Coach Mark Slessinger there. All right, when we get back, can I tease it? Can I say it? We got Malik Willis coming on. So for all you Saints fans, keep it locked. We're going to talk to QB1 here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to GoChosOutdoorPower.com, GoChosOutdoorPower.com for all of your equipment needs when it comes to landscape. You want to buy some Hustler equipment? You want that zero-turn mower? I don't care if you're talking about I don't care if you're a business, right? Or you're just doing this residentially for you. You want to go to GoChos because it's local, it's family-owned, and bottom line, they make it easy, Jake.
That's their tagline. Look, in the state of Louisiana, from Shreveport to Monroe, Houma, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Lake Charles, Alexandria, it doesn't matter. If you want a piece of Hustler equipment from GoChos, they'll deliver that equipment to you for no charge. So take full advantage of that. GoChosOutdoorPower.com. You can find a full list of what they have from Hustler, but also Baton Rouge and Gonzales, 2 locations locally. You can walk into the showroom, get that residential, commercial, power equipment, whatever it might be from Hustler. It's all right there at your fingertips as well. GoChosOutdoorPower.com. We make it easy.
You know Miller Lite only has 1 more calorie, right?
And more taste. Good choice.
Bayou Ford has 0.9% for 60 months on new Ford F-150 plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
You guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Auctioner Health.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Lawyers.
Good morning, everybody. It's 8 a.m. on Thursday, February 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 70. In case you missed hour one of the show, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Coming up on OTB, former Liberty quarterback Malik Willis joins the show up next, and Ross Jackson of the Locked On Saints podcast stops by at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, or watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Reese's Senior Bowl in Mobile, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome into OTB. Welcome in hour number 2. Very happy we're here live at the Senior Bowl, and we're talking to QB1, Malik Willis. Let's go. A lot of Saints fans very excited, having little daydreams and whatnot about you maybe being the next Saints quarterback. But to get ahead of myself, Malik, I know this week's crazy for y'all. I know it's insane. I know sometimes stuff like this is the last thing you want to be doing. So thank you very much for coming on, dude. Oh, wait, let me turn you up. Wow, okay, try again. Here we go.
Yeah, all right, we cool?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate y'all, wanting to talk to. I mean, you want to be talked to. You don't want to not be able to get talked to.
Well, and speaking of talking, we'll get to the practice field where you've been doing great. I mean, yesterday, really the only guy that had a good day despite the elements. But how has the talking portion been of it? Just like the meeting with teams? What has that grind been like?
I feel like it's been pretty cool. I mean, it's getting to know everybody. It's just a conversation at the end of the day. I try to be myself. I'm not trying to put on any front because at the end of the day, you got to give them what they're going to get, So I just try to be as honest as I can and let them know as much information as I know and try to, communicate it clearly and where they can understand what I'm saying.
So what was yesterday like for you? Obviously the elements weren't great. It was raining in the field. It was a little slippery out there. You had some guys falling on the ground. But what was it like for you to kind of know, okay, this is the situation that I've got, where everybody's kind of dealing with the same thing. You still went out there and had a pretty good day.
I mean, like I always say, and like I always will, you just got to control what you can control and focus on the things that you can do in order to prepare yourself, and whether that's mentally, physically. I mean, you couldn't do nothing physically yesterday. You just had to prepare yourself mentally. Like, okay, it's raining out here.
Right.
I might have to throw this ball a little different. I might have to throw this ball a little different. I might do my feet. I might chop my feet a little bit more so I don't slip when I'm trying to hand the ball off.
Yeah.
It's just taking those little things and those little decent details and making sure you're on top of your game.
Have you? So again, like I said, so we're on throughout Louisiana, right? So we got a ton of Saints fans, obviously, that are that's what we do. So have you talked to the Saints yet? Have you met with them yet?
Yeah, we met with a lot of teams.
Okay, so you met with like everybody, basically. Have you started to see that? Because well,
it's a little different than it used to be. Like when I played in this game, you would go up to like the hotel room and you'd sit there and they would grill you for like 45 minutes. But now, isn't it more of a speed dating kind of situation, like 15 minutes with each team?
Yeah, definitely.
That's
crazy. That's what y'all went
through.
Man,
it's like 45 minutes. You go into they'd have like the suite upstairs, right, and their whole staff would be up there, scouts, coaches, and everything. And of course they've got the whiteboard out there, and you're trying to draw up plays. You get to know them a little bit, but they also try to get you with all those questions that they can kind of try to trick you with. So this one's a little bit different. Do you feel like you're getting to know the teams in those 15 minutes?
I mean, I'm definitely trying to. I'm just going to focus on, whatever questions they ask me, giving them the best, response that I can come up with and as honest as possible, I just try not to focus on being nervous or anything because at the end of the day, these are the people you're going to be working for the next, how many years you're ever, available. So
have you started seeing our fan base is starting to hit you up? Because there's been Saints fans talking about you for months now, and I mean, obviously the Saints they're definitely in the quarterback market. You're kicking ass here in Mobile. Are you having people hopping in your mentions being like, hey, come on, I want you in here?
I don't know. I kind of trying to stay away from that stuff.
Good for you.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What's been the toughest part so far this week, do you think?
Like I said, just being with people that you've never been with before,
right.
Working together. It's just like being a part of a new team. And
how's that work from a timing perspective with the receivers, right? Where you're desperately trying to show that you're accurate, but so much of accuracy is timing, and it's being able to get to know guys so you know where they're going to be. I was just talking about that the other day. So how do you kind of try to manage that?
I mean, that's what happened the first day. I mean, I missed a few throws, but it was just time and some people running the wrong routes and maybe I'm looking the wrong way, or like everybody just had to adjust and, you know, get used to what we were doing. But I felt like yesterday went pretty much better. I mean, well, you figure out where some of guys' range of motion is, or catch radius. You figure out how fast some of these guys are, and you can, you know, judge the ball a little better on that.
Now, the speed of the game is not going to be a problem for you. I mean, obviously where you started your career and then at Liberty, I mean, y'all played a heck of a schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at who y'all have played over the last 2 years, I mean, you're playing the who's who. You're going to SEC schools. You're playing against a lot of guys that you're playing in here. So when we were talking about you earlier, like, don't say small school for Malik. I mean, Malik has been there. He has done that. He has played some of the best competition. I know that's something that you want to continue to prove that, hey, we're pretty good at Liberty. We play good teams. We beat good teams. I mean, y'all were basically the ACC champions 2 years ago, right? So I know you're confident going out there, and this isn't a situation where you're nervous about the speed of it.
Yeah, I mean, football is football. I mean, yeah, these guys are great players, but, I mean, I feel like my teammates, we got some great players, and we just go out there and try to get better every day, and you focus on that more than anything. You can't focus on who you're playing or who you know what I'm saying? You can't focus on that. You'll never make it.
That's right.
Yeah. Talking to Malik Willis, QB1 here in Mobile on Off the Bench. Malik, have you had any, like, kind of pinch yourself moments, or have you always kind of expected to be in this situation? And I mean, like, on the verge of the draft, you know, or on the verge of making your NFL dreams come true.
I had a lot of pinch myself moments.
Okay.
I mean, I ain't expect to be here. I didn't,
Yeah.
especially after I left Auburn. I was like, dang, I guess that was my shot. So I guess I'll just go find somewhere to play and graduate, so I'll be prepared, whether or not something comes and I can do something with the rest of my life. But opportunity came where Liberty, we did pretty well. And, got a couple calls like Senior Bowl, so it's just a blessing in itself, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear, man. How much did kind of, so that's funny, that kind of begs the question, like, how much did Coach Freeze mean to you and your development and everything?
I mean, that's my guy. Him and Coach Austin, my quarterback coach, they just helped me grow in every facet. I mean, they helped me grow mentally. Coach Dom, our strength and conditioning coach, helped me grow physically, bigger, stronger, faster, you know, and just focusing on that film work and, you know, getting better mentally and physically, and that combination, and it's just worked out for both of us.
Yeah, it's worked out for Freeze quite nicely as well, dude. You got that man paid.
But it also feels like he's bought it. Like, you feel like, just talking to you, you're bought into Liberty. Like, you're all about it in the situation that you were in. But also, Liberty kind of feels like everybody's kind of bought in. Like, they're not really looking to go to the next big job. Like, they're okay being at Liberty, building that program.
I mean, it could be like, you know, any other place that went from, you know, not that noticeable to, like, UCF, when they started beating, like, when I was at Auburn, they beat us. Like, just growing as a program, and you want to be ahead of that. You want to be making history, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, Liberty was definitely the opportunity I was looking for. Coach Freeze and his offense, I mean, Liberty, a school that plays bigger schools and you can show your ability versus different competition, and a place where you can grow in your faith. It's a Christian school. I mean,
no, for sure. What was the did you have a memory from your college time, a game, anything like that stands out above all the others?
No, I'm not that selfish. I feel like every opportunity we get, that's a blessing, man.
Absolutely. So to come play in this game, I mean, going all the way back, like, it doesn't matter what year, there's always like, okay, this quarterback's not going to the Senior Bowl. He didn't want to go do whatever. Yeah. But this class is special, in my opinion, because you have all the top quarterbacks here. Like, all the top quarterbacks outside of Matt Corral, who's injured, like, you all are here competing against each other. Is that something that you're looking forward to going to compete with some of the other guys that you're going against at that position?
I mean, yeah, these guys are great players, man. I just want to throw beside them. Like, come on, let's get it. I mean, I like competition. It helps breed greatness, but I mean, they say our quarterback class trash anyway. I mean, they just always talking.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Like,
be like, what?
Yeah, it's funny how
y'all deciding that. Like,
yeah.
It's all.
It's always funny to me, and I'm glad that you notice that, but you're not allowing it to affect you. Like, you're still out here trying to be the best you can be, and you and the other quarterbacks, and you're coming to compete. That's the key part. because you want to prove to everybody, like, hey, y'all might say this, that, or the other, but we're here competing to be the best. So I appreciate you saying that.
Bro, and we talked about the other day, like last year's Bengals draft, all the draft experts are sitting there, this is a horrible draft class. They're going to the Bengals are in the Super Bowl right now.
Thanks to 2 rookies.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like I mean, bro, nobody knows. Like nobody knows. Except I know I would actually love to have you in the black and gold. But we'll see. We'll see, man. Malik, thank you so much for stopping by, man. This was awesome. And best of luck. Keep kicking ass, one day at a time, stack days, all that, man.
I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good luck
Malik
the rest
Willis, QB1 here at the Senior Bowl. Liberty, the best. We'll be back with more Off the Bench next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has new Jeep Gladiator Rubicons in stock with $2,000 off MSRP. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $2,000 bonus cash on new 2021 Jeep Gladiator. Shop now at BayouCDJR.com. The crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz.
To a Thursday edition of Early Line. As we recap National Signing Day, go out to New York City to talk Super Bowl 56 with Ben Mintz of Barstool Sports and more. Join us 2 to 3 p.m. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live from the 2022 Reese's Senior Bowl, presented locally by CEI Custom Ecology Incorporated. All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yeah, huge thank you to CEI Custom Ecology Incorporated, again, having us out here live in Mobile, which is always so much fun, because now we get to do awesome things like talk to Malik Willis at like what you just said, Jake, what some writers are calling the Malik Willis Bowl. He has.
They really did.
Maybe we can get into a little bit of a practice report now because while there wasn't a lot to write home about yesterday, the only thing people were writing about was Malik Willis, and he separated himself from the pack.
Without question, he did. And when you look at the quarterbacks here, we mentioned it's a group of 6, and 5 of them are – they're vying to be the number one guy. Now, Matt Corral's injury, and Matt Corral might play into this. And Zappe, who's not in that 5, kind of coming into Mobile, we've certainly talked about him. He had a good day the first day, not as much yesterday, but it has been the Malik Willis Bowl. Too many people you talk to that are in the know, scouts. I mean, after like Malik was up there yesterday, and he would be throwing, and everybody's paying attention, write notes, and then the next guy would get up, and they turn and talk to their buddies.
Yeah, bad look.
I mean, you can see it all in the stadium, and this is someone that has just risen up the charts. And a lot of people were questioning, okay, well, who have they played, not knowing, and that's why I asked him that question. Like, you look at their schedule. They beat 3 ACC teams 2 years ago. Their only loss was a blocked field goal against NC State. They would have beaten 4 ACC teams 2 years ago. I mean, they went into Ole Miss and they lost the game, but they had a pass in the end zone. They got intercepted because we were watching that game pretty intently as an off the bench crew. But
screw you, Wake Forest. Anyway,
yeah, he was highly impressive even before and after. So that's what I always like to see. Okay, before when he's meeting us, after when he's leaving, like how do they act? Malik Willis is going to check all those boxes. It's good to see him kind of rise up the boards like he's doing. The day that we had the wind issue where Carson Strong from Nevada, he was throwing the ball just getting stuck in the air. Malik is the only one here that I saw that had the arm strength to push the ball through the wind.
And I agree with Ronnie Grisafi here. He says, I love the laid-back dude with kind of a chip on his shoulder, proud to him. And I do love Malik's, energy. Like his vibe, because like you said, he like I said, a lot of times this is the last thing that kid wants to be doing, right? Because like Jake's told you about all week, their schedules are so awful and so busy and so full. Like, you don't want to come talk to the freaking. I guess I do look pretty weird right now too, with the Star Wars shirt and the chest there.
It's so unbuttoned.
I know. I guess I didn't really notice that because I'm so used to living in this skin that it's probably a lot for him to come here and be on local radio and deal with these.
Probably don't have that at Liberty.
Yeah, I mean,
probably don't have that walking around Liberty.
But he was super cool.
How many times do you get to come on the 11th ranked mid-market morning show?
Thank you, thank you.
Crazy Ira and the douche over here.
Yeah, exactly.
You do look like that today.
Who was saying that? The Ringer was calling me that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It plays really well.
Yeah, it's great. Shout out to Guy Van Lathan. But, yeah, I was getting a sense from him of definite supreme confidence.
Yes.
Right? But someone who, interestingly, is able to almost have that not translate into, cockiness or into arrogance.
Yes.
I think is the word I'm looking for.
There's definitely a difference between that. And I also liked what he said about the quarterback class.
Yeah, yes.
Because that's something that he's aware of. And you can be aware of something and not let it affect you. And you can also be aware of something and let it drive you. I mean, look, I am the most cliche person in the world. Like, I allow things to drive me them calling me class killer when I signed here. I'm like, okay, I'll be damned. I'm going to be the first one to start in this son of a gun, too.
I can't believe somebody called you class killer.
I was like, I'm gonna start the first one out of this class.
It is a freezing cold take, dude. That did not work out for whoever that was.
But those are things I remember even in the NFL. Like if somebody said something about you, like you want to use some of that stuff as motivation.
Yeah.
And you could tell as soon as he said that, he realizes that everybody's like, oh, there's not a Trevor Lawrence or there's not a Andrew Luck or any of these can't-miss prospects, number one overall, regardless of what happens. That's fine because you know what you're going to get? An opportunity and a chance. He's going to be a first-round pick. That guy that just sat there is going to be a first-round pick for someone probably not at 18 in the Saints unless they move up.
They're going to have to move up.
But he's going to be a first-round pick, okay? So it's all about that opportunity that you got. Like, okay, yeah, you said that this wasn't the elite quarterback class. Well, I'm going to be a first-round pick. You know what that means? I'm going to get an opportunity. I'm going to be a starter. I'm going to prove to you that I'm elite. Just because I didn't get picked number one overall doesn't mean I can't go out there and be the guy.
Yeah, and I think it was also interesting in how honest he was about the fact that, like, yeah, man, there were times where I didn't think it was going to happen. I mean, that man was talking about when he transferred out of Auburn, he was straight up sounding like a guy who's like, I want to go play a little football, and then after that I'll get into a career. I'll kind of figure out what I want to do with my life. And so, I always like stories like that. It's just a little inspiration as we all go through our everyday life. It's a reminder that, like, sometimes we're in these low moments. It can feel so miserable, and we feel like we know exactly what's going to happen, but you never know. And you stick with it. You keep grinding. Look at him now. Easily QB1 here at the Senior Bowl. He's going to rocket up the draft charts. I'm sure he's going to test fantastically.
Yeah. To your point, now feels like QB1 because Emil had inside the chat, Willis seems to be the consensus fourth quarterback, Corral, Howell, and Riddler. That has completely changed.
Yeah.
And it changed quickly here in Mobile because I kind of had the same thing. I thought maybe he was fighting for 2 or 3. I wasn't really sure what number one looked like. I'm telling you, talking to people here, they're calling it the Malik Willis Bowl. Like, I've heard multiple people use that. And when you watch the scouts, when you watch the GMs, when you watch the coaches, I've been doing shows from practice all week long.
Yeah.
And every time Malik throws, the notebooks are out, attention. I'm telling you, he goes back to the huddle, he goes back in the back, conversation with your buddy, notebook's not open, pen's not in your hand. They love what he's done so far here in Mobile. Look, Jim Nagy, the executive director of the Senior Bowl, has got a million things going on. He was sitting over there when Malik walked by. He stopped what he was doing.
Yeah.
He got up, shook his hand, looked him right in the eyes, and said, "You are killing it here this week in Mobile."
Hell yeah, dude. Keep right. Man, I'm all excited now. I got to give a shout out to my boy Dilly Sanders, young gun in the media. He's been on the Malik Willis hype train since really this entire year, and I think I may have just joined him after this week. And now that interview, he was awesome. And to your point about the quarterback class, Jake, I mean, Trevor Lawrence. Now, granted, we didn't get a great look at Trevor Lawrence. Urban Meyer created an obviously toxic situation, but you're a bit of a Lawrence truther.
I am.
And it's hard not to agree with you right now, right? But I guess the point of what I'm saying is that's your can't miss guy, and he may end up being a miss. So nobody knows.
Right.
Nobody knows how these guys are going to work out. I want 2 things out of the Senior Bowl. I want I want Malik Willis to potentially become a New Orleans Saint, and I again just want to kill any narratives about tiny hands leading to fumbles because there's still too much of that crap going on.
T-Bob, it was wild, and so when I was doing the show yesterday from the stadium, I could not stop thinking about you because that's all the conversation was about.
Oh my God, dude! It's pseudoscience. It's fake.
It was wild.
It's proven wrong.
I defended it. I defended it on air. I really did because
my dog.
Dude,
He's not doing a great job of proving that for you.
No, I know, but just because he fumbles, it's not his tiny hands. He just fumbles.
How do you know?
He just fumbles.
How do you know?
See, this is the problem. That is faulty logic. I know because there are reams of data that shows there's no correlation between the two.
Well, listen, the narrative yesterday, so we start the show, and it was all about Kenny Pickett's hand size.
What?
It was. I mean, that's all that anybody wanted to ask us about. Like anybody that tweeted into the show, they were asking me during and Ben about it. Because the first day he had Pitt Panther gloves on. He had 2 of them.
Yeah, I saw that.
He had 2 Pitt Panther gloves on. It was sunny. The next day when it's raining, only 1 black glove. That was a different glove than the Pitt glove because he needs a different grip when it's raining because of his hand size. T-Bob, I'm telling you, and they were serious. And I said, look, I deal with this on a daily basis. I said, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, both are doing okay. They're in the 9-inch club. And they're like, well, Kenny Pickett might not even be 9 inches. I mean, yes, it's like, what are we doing here? Hey, let my guy do his hand therapy. He's going to go to the combine. He's going to allow you to measure his hands there. But it's – and Malik said it there. Like, at the end of the day, it's football.
Yeah.
It's all ball.
Yeah.
And I hate the fact that we always talk about the eye in the sky don't lie. But you let it lie because then you come to the Senior Bowl or you watch the tape and you're like, what are you going to do at the combine? It's like, well, you told me the eye in the sky don't lie. Do you not trust your eye after what you're watching? You're not watching me go against all these teams to be the ACC Player of the Year?
Yeah.
I just threw for like 4,000 yards and over 40 touchdowns and brought Pitt to an ACC championship game. We almost won a New Year's Six bowl game.
We don't talk about that enough. Pitt won the ACC this year.
Yeah.
Pickett deserves a ton of credit for that.
Absolutely he does. I mean, and it's just like why – It can be a piece. It can be a small percentage of your evaluation.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yes.
Like we're all here to do that. But I think even as players, like we stress out way too much about this. Like allow that man to go throw the football. Like don't measure his hands and knock him because of that.
So when I did pro day, the most nervous I was definitely the 40, but the second most nervous was in that hand measurement line. I was kind of freaking out a little bit, dude. And I'm hearing the other ones come in. It's like 10, 9, 10. So when I hit
You
that
knew?
9, I was like, okay. I know I was actually happy. I'm like, okay, I'm good, dude. I'm at least at 9.
It's
I'm
like-
a 9-inch K. I'm good to go.
I remember being devastated because I was 226 and not 230. You know what I mean? Like in the scheme of things,
And
like
that
I
meant
remember,
nothing to your
I remember
NFL
getting on
career.
the scale and I'm like 226, and I'm just like instant devastation. I'm like over 4 pounds. Like now I can go eat a meal and I'm 4 pounds heavier, but at the time. I'm like, I was devastated. I'm like, I'm not getting drafted. Not getting drafted because of 4 pounds. And because that's the way that you just, you kind of, because of all the other chatter, you just assume that that's the only thing that they're looking at. And it's just, it shouldn't be about that. It should be about, no, when I turn on the tape and this guy's going against Auburn or Florida or Alabama or whoever it is, I trust my evaluation with my eyes. I've been to his practice for 4 years. What did he do at practice when I was there? It's just, I hate the fact that we're now at this point, the ACC Player of the Year is really, it's like, a negative Kenny Pickett week because of his hands, and he doesn't want to measure them right now. And it's not about what he's doing on the practice field or what he did throwing for over 40 touchdowns in the ACC.
It does have the feeling of overthinking it quite a bit. Like you could talk yourself into some bad decisions because you're just trying to get a little too cute, a little too creative. Did you get to do the show with Mark Dominic again yesterday?
Gosh, no, he had to leave.
Damn.
T-Bob, I can't explain to you.
It's got to be so cool doing it with the former GM because that's like that inside.
It was unbelievable. Like even like I thought I knew so much. Like between us, like during overtime, like Dorian played 9 years.
Yeah.
Ben played 10 years. I played 6 years. There was things he was telling us that blew our mind.
Really?
Just of all the things that they go into. I mean, who would think? Okay, we've got a nightclub. We've got a nightclub across the street. We're going to put all of our guys that come in, rookie free agents, the visits before the draft, we're going to put them on the first floor of our hotel that has a nightclub across from it because they can hear the music. They can hear the music on the first floor, so it's incredibly easy for them to walk over to the club. We're going to have our scouts at the club as spies. When you come into the club, who went in? What time did they go in? How long did they stay? Were they focused on what they had to do? Even that story to me. And he's like, look, there was one guy, and he told us his name off the air, but I'm not like him. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
He told us his name. He said, this guy went to the club. He said, this guy went to the club, and we didn't draft him, but I followed his career just because I wanted to see. He said he was like a draft pick where he should have been in the league a minimum 4 years. He said he was out after a year and a half.
Damn.
So, I understand the science. I understand the science behind some of what they do. I understand the trying to trick them with waiters and bringing them the wrong food and having spies here. I understand all of that, like that part of it. But as far as like the hand size, that's on the field.
Yeah.
Like that's not a psychology test that you're trying to have. That's trust your evaluation. All this other stuff, I understand the questions. And I tell you all the time, like the one they asked me, like, have you ever cheated on your wife? Like they wanted me to get upset. They wanted me to kind of either fire back at him or just be real submissive and be like, what?
Yeah.
They want to get you off your marker.
Like, I don't know, ask your mom.
Oh, my God. That would have been
that would have been a really good line.
That would have been so good. Matt Millen.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Is that who?
I think it was Detroit. Matt might have been even sitting by the scout, whoever it was. God, that would have shocked him. I got mad. I was like, I told you the other day, I was like, said the entertainer, man, in front of my family, dog? You just going to ask me that, you know. But, like, that stuff is different than, like, a hand size and what glove he's wearing out of practice. Like, I almost hope he has a third glove today. I hope he has a
What if
third
he's
glove.
just messing with everyone? Like, what if he knows that and he's just messing with people?
I don't. Well, what I worry about, Rivs, is like, where is Pickett's head at during
About
all
his
of
hands?
this? Yes, he's got to be.
Oh, he's living in it right now.
He's got to be so self-conscious right now. And I don't mean like I mean like just self-conscious.
I don't remember. I mean, I remember some of the quotes afterwards, but like, what was Joe Burrow like about it? Because I remember he made the funny comment about, like, I guess he's going to not get drafted or he's going to fail in the NFL because of his tiny hands.
Because they were too small to hold on to the ball.
Yeah,
his tiny little
Which I think that's a funny way to, like, respond to it.
Yeah.
But do you think it got in his head, like, a little bit?
Probably not Joe.
Not Joe, dude.
Probably not Joe.
Yeah.
A little bit different DNA when you're talking about JB9.
Also, I would say that if Joe came, because the other part about this is what's not helping Pickett is that he's not having the best Senior Bowl as well, right? So it's like it's not that he's been super bad, but he's not having the best time out there.
No quarterback did well except Malik yesterday.
Yeah.
Not any of the six outside of him, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I mean these, and I get it. Like you said, they got to test these kids in every way because they're about to invest millions of dollars into them. And honestly, guys, especially when you're talking about quarterback, I mean, it's like Nick Underhill said the other day. There is no price that is too high if you think you have your guy, because what you're talking about is getting that decision right could put you into a decade of relevance, of championship relevance. Getting that decision wrong could similarly set you back multiple years, right? And so these are big choices, and I'm fascinated to see what the Saints end up doing. And I mean both in terms of like obviously with their head coach as that search continues along, and then do they go quarter? It's feeling more and more like they have to almost. That although I know you never want to be married to position, I'm just getting the feeling they almost have to go young at quarterback this year and then try to bridge the gap with like Jameis or somebody else. But I mean, if you spend 2 first-round picks getting Marcus Davenport, which admittedly when he's healthy,
when he's on the field.
But still, if you spend 2 first-round picks there, if it's your quarterback, if it's your guy, yeah, you can actually absolutely spend some picks in him.
See, and that's right now. We've talked about throughout the week. The Saints don't have a head coach right now. So who's watching Malik Willis? Who's watching Carson Strong?
Yeah.
Who's watching Bailey Zapp? Who's watching these? Because it's not a guarantee. Now, the NFL's not college. You don't completely hit reset when you get a new head coach. But who's evaluating these? Like, is Pete going to be there regardless? You know what I'm saying? So, like, the scouts will kind of stay in place. But also, like, the coach wants to be able to trust the scout, and they're not going to know each other. It's going to be a new relationship, unless it's Dennis Allen, obviously.
Okay, so exactly, and that's why it just feels so hard to escape the Allen thing. Because they like Jeff Ireland. He's done friggin' awesome in college scouting, right? And so they want to keep Jeff Ireland.
Yeah.
They want to keep Pete Carmichael to develop who the next quarterback is. They want to keep all these pieces. It's why the Dennis Allen thing feels just so like it makes so much sense. But again, the Saints are in a bit of a weird spot here where with the drama the NFL is going through, they have to give these other guys a legitimate shot. But what does a legitimate shot look like when you already feel like the best decision is maybe right in front of your face? And last thing here, because we've gone long, but I would say that –
I don't even know what break we're in.
You're saying
where are we right now?
You're saying who's watching them? I would say this is too – like you talk about Mark Dominant, this is where Mickey Loomis, like we talked about the other day, this is where he proves his worth. We always talk about quarterbacks and coaches, and the GMs get left out a lot of times, but who knows? Maybe Loomis can prove to be the man – they can keep the Saints relevant for years to come.
And also kind of a final point right there on the quarterback situation. We've used it and we'll continue to use it until it changes. The whole way hadn't taken a first-round quarterback since Archie.
Yeah.
This seems like the perfect year because you're not taking him top 5.
Yeah, they may get driven down a little bit.
You don't maybe have to spend the salary cap and even the draft capital. If you have a group of 3 that you really like and you want number 1, but you know you're not in a position, and you go from 18 to 14, you can get number 2, maybe 3, whatever it might be. It feels like, and to your point, like if you want to sign Jameis to, I mean, Taysom's already under contract, and that's a whole different conversation. But Yeah, sign James if he wants to. If Jameis' market's not what he thinks it might be, sign him to a one-year deal. Have that bridge quarterback, whatever it might be, and you just don't have all the assets tied into a top 5 quarterback.
Or if Jameis does end up the market making him too expensive, you know what it's time for?
Are you going to say Mitchell Trubisky here?
Okay, yes, that too.
Okay.
No, it's time for a little Fitzmagic. Call in the fixer, okay? He hasn't played for the Saints yet. He needs another team on the resume. Did somebody say that?
No.
What are you pointing at in the chat?
Daniel Basham. Kevin James is watching them.
Okay, that's a great one to go on the break. Good job, Daniel. We'll be back with more Off the Bench next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. We love all our sponsors, and none more than All-Star. You see the signage in the studio every single day, and that's because we love All-Star. And let's be clear, we are paid to do advertisements for them, but I don't get like a free car or anything from them. So of my own volition, I chose to join the All-Star family, not once, but twice. You got that minivan, leasing a Camry, which I never thought. And I actually, talk about fitting the kids, I actually roll with the 2 daughters in the Camry quite a bit, which I didn't think was going to be possible, and it's comfortable and it's great. But the overall point is, I had needs, right? And I didn't know what the answers were, Jake, but I just went into All-Star and I let them guide me to answers, and I got a great deal that works for me and my family, and I love it.
Absolutely, so many different things you can do over there. I'll tell you about the rental process. If you're going on a short trip, if you're going on, hey, let's get away for the weekend. Remember, you can go get a sedan. Like if you've got this huge family SUV and you're like, no, I want to have some fun, go get a sedan, you can do that. But if you need that big SUV, if you're going to Disney, if you're going wherever, you can do that as well. Great pricing. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
6G. Network.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. We'll have a full recap of National Signing Day and the latest from the Senior Bowl. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live from the 2022 Reese's Senior Bowl, presented locally by CEI Custom Ecology Incorporated. All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back to Off the Bench. We are here live in Mobile, man. Continue to roll right along. Very fun being here on site. Shout out to Custom Ecology Incorporated for making it happen. Camera's freezing again. We're having a little bit. That's fine. Josh Pate, who actually, I don't know where Josh came from. He's been rocketing up the college football world.
I think he was kind of like a go-getter. I think it was like almost like he had like his YouTube deal and then like really grew.
He's really jacked.
And
he's
now,
got like a tiny bald head, but he's got huge arms, which I think is a good look, personally.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a bald head,
you got to be jacked. I've always said that. Like, when I thought I was going bald a couple of years ago,
you were talking to me. I'm like, T-Bob, you have the most hair of anybody I know. You're like, no, I'm going bald.
Yeah,
going bald.
I was stressing. I was like, I got to get in shape.
You started using
for Hims.
For Hims shampoo.
I still love it.
Actually,
dude.
I got on it too as well.
Yeah,
I like
Hims
it
is great, man.
I need it though. You don't.
It's like I don't know if like there's science behind it. Like I don't know. It makes my hair look thicker.
In my head, it makes my hair look
exactly.
thicker.
Which I don't care. Placebo effect.
Yes.
Is okay because if you're truly if it's a true placebo effect, you think it's working.
That's right.
So that's all that matters. You're good to go. Anyway, I bring up Pate because this is a tweet from Late Kick Josh. He says that he said two things he confirmed to talking to everybody around here and everything. Many coaches and admins hated Jimbo Fisher's comments yesterday, and that Jimbo Fisher does not care. It is interesting to see
can't
Fisher
tell you, Jimbo,
take such a strong stance.
I can tell you that Jimbo's personality, as I know it, has typically been one that he doesn't care. But yesterday felt like he cared.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I think what Pate was saying is that he doesn't care how people are responding to his angry response.
Right. I'm saying I did a bad job of explaining that. I'm saying not even that situation. I'm just saying I've never seen him kind of off.
Yeah,
like
he was
like he was off of his normal line a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm not used to seeing him like that because like normally. Like if you go after Jimbo, Jimbo's like ready to go. He'll go right back at you, but it doesn't allow it to affect him. He was really good at what your old man always say, like one play and cut or whatever.
Yeah, one snap and clear.
One snap and clear.
One snap and clear.
That's how Jimbo always was.
One snap and clear.
But it didn't feel like that yesterday.
No, but again, I do kind of love it because we now have coaches sniping at one another. I mean, bro, the SEC West next year is going to be so dramatic, right, with these matchups because everybody's going to be out to kill one another. Everybody's got like Nick Saban is going to want to crush Jimbo and A&M harder than ever. Lane Kiffin has put a target on his back, right, by going after all the other schools. Like everybody's going to want to kill Ole Miss.
You've got Mike Leach, who's just Mike Leach. Like you don't have to say anymore. Brian Harsin feels like he's crumbling right now.
Oh my God, bro!
Dude, we both did that Auburn radio show.
Fans. Yeah.
And I got messages like, Hester likes our team better than we do because we're going to be terrible. And I was like, I don't really love it, but you were 6-2. I was trying to help you out a little bit, but.
And then, and the problem is, the gossip is floating in the air, the gossip, I mean, there. And none of the gossip on Harsin is good.
It's not good at all.
It just sounds like he is not fitting in. For all the talk of fit with Brian Kelly,
yes.
like Harsin is not fitting in the plays.
And that was a question last year when they hired him.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, look, great coach at Boise. He was. I mean, you really can't argue that. But it's just it's different. It's just different in this league, and it is about fit. And I'm not even saying like where you're from. Like Nick's from West Virginia, It's not about that.
Yeah.
But it's just about fitting in and knowing the culture, buying into the culture, understanding the culture. And if you don't do it and you don't do it quick, man, you're going to go from 6-2 to 6-6, and now all hell breaks loose, and everybody wants to burn everything down.
And
now your DC leaves for Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Your offensive coordinator's there for 6 weeks. So now you're completely starting over yet again. You didn't have a great recruiting class. It's just wild. When they were 6-2, and Bo Nix came into Tiger State and beat him for the first time since Cole Kubiak was center, I'm like, okay.
We talked about that yesterday on the Auburn show where, like, I'm so mad that the streak was broken by that Auburn team. By just a completely random 6-7, Bo Nix, not even there anymore, led Auburn team. Like, couldn't it have at least been like a Cam Newton Auburn team or something? Like, one of my favorite streaks in LSU history was broken by
maybe like
4th and 2
an Auburn
Knicks.
team that had like Jason Campbell or Ronnie Brown or Cadillac Williams and Brandon Jacobs. Maybe one of those teams.
You made it through all those teams.
You lost to Bo Nix.
And you let 4th and 2 Bo Nix
in a
get
game
you
that you
there.
completely controlled.
Yeah. Emil called him L. Ron Harsin. Says he can't get folks to convert for L. Ron Hubbard, who is the famously the founder of Scientology. Which
the West next year. My gosh.
I mean, it's gonna be awesome, bro.
My gosh.
It's and remember, this is what you always got to remember when it comes to Brian Kelly, is that he willingly chose to step into this Viper pit.
He left a playoff quality team.
He left a 11-1 team to come to a 6-7 bottom of the SEC West team at a time when NIL's popping off, the oil money's flowing. Alabama's got an entire state dedicated to making that school good. Like, so that again, that was why I was so excited about Kelly to begin with, and that's why I remain excited about him. Is that man knows college football better than probably maybe 3 people in the world. And that tells you everything you need to know about what he thinks the potential of LSU
I can't wait to get back in that building. Admittedly, I have not been back in the building. We've been obviously doing a bunch of shows. You had the COVID and whatever. I want to get back in that building just to feel what the feel is, feel what the vibe is, kind of see what upstairs is kind of running like, just because it is so completely new. I had a chance to meet Jake Flint, the head strength coach, and he was great, man. He's like, look, tell your guys, I want all you former guys, I want y'all in here. I want y'all working out. I want y'all to feel like this is home. And, it's always good to kind of hear stuff like that because, Coach Moffitt's our guy. I mean, we'd go to war with Coach Moffitt maybe before anybody else that we had at LSU and still would, right? But it is still good to kind of know, okay, it's going to be a lot of the same feel, kind of welcome everybody back.
We'll go to break. Meals on Fire Day says Brian Harsin has had 5 coordinators at Auburn to get 6 wins. That's a definition of sicko mode. It absolutely is. All right, when we get back, we'll close out hour 2 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app. I mean, look, if you want to download the traditional daily fantasy app, that's the DraftKings app. It's there for you. You can play daily fantasy, Captain Showdown mode, all things we're talking about, and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. You already know, legal betting. It's here. Mobile betting in Louisiana. And DraftKings is here for you. Your account will be tied between the 2 apps. So your kind of money, right, is tied between the 2 apps. So you can hop into a showdown mode. You can bet the over. You can bet the under. You can bet prop bets. I mean, the promotions that they have going on are just so much fun to kind of dig through and try to find the value everywhere. So again, download the DraftKings app today. DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Absolutely. I mean, you can download both. Both of them are fantastic. But, look, if you're looking to bet on that game, if you're watching college basketball, if you want to go ahead and bet on the Super Bowl, if you want to bet on any Super Bowl prop bets, something we're going to definitely get into next week, are some of my favorite bets. You can do that as well. So go ahead, go into the App Store, download both apps, the Sportsbook and the OG DraftKings today.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Follow us on Twitter at 1045 ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunt, and Hill, the early line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045 ESPN.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has new Jeep Gladiator Rubicons in stock with $2,000 off MSRP. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $2,000 bonus cash on new 2021 Jeep Gladiator. Shop now at BayouCDJR.com. The crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jimmy Odd and Charles Hannegriff, the handyman. We're live at our regular Thursday evening place, Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, downtown. It's our football watch party. Oyster and beer specials all night long. Game Time presented by Bet Rivers from Jolie Pearl, Thursday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live from the 2022 Reese's Senior Bowl, presented locally by CEI Custom Ecology Incorporated. All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back to Off the Bench. We are live in Mobile. You heard it right there, Custom Ecology Incorporated. Thank you so much for sending us out here. Look, we got some people talking about last night's Book of Boba Fett episode, which was amazing. You know me, I am a diehard Star Wars fan, and what you witnessed yesterday, spoiler-free here, is some of the best and most badass and most important Star Wars that you will ever see in your entire life. And so if you're a fan of the For Mandalore pod, which we've done for a few years now, where we discuss all this, I apologize, because we have not been on our game. We've unfortunately not been able to record. I've been here in Mobile. We're going to record 2 episodes this week because these 2 last episodes take, bro, it has been amazing. It's been incredible. But that's we don't need to spend time on
hey,
it. Just
real
want to
quick,
get it out there. If you're not watching, check it out.
Hey, look, this is our show. Real quick, you know my Star Wars situation.
Yeah.
But I'm really, really interested in the Mandalorian and Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Could I watch them if I've never seen, or is there like one movie in the franchise I need to watch before I watch them?
No, you're actually, no, I don't think so, actually. Like, you will be more than okay. You will be more than okay just watch the show. Like, it is a good show just on its own merits.
Like, I don't have to go way back and.
No, I don't think so.
I mean?
No. I think the only things that you would potentially miss is just like when some of these characters show up, you're probably not going to like.
I'll have Knox there.
Have goosebumps coursing through your body like I do right now. I know, because I started thinking about a character that showed up. That's what I'm saying.
And then Knox can explain it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, if he's anything like I was at his age, which I know he is, he's going to be yelling into your. He's going to be explaining probably more than you want. I could see my dad's eyes glaze over. Actually, I've seen a lot this week. Like when somebody talked about Lord of the Rings for 2 seconds the other day, and then it just yelled at him like
Dennis?
20 fun facts in 2 minutes. Yeah, shout out to Dennis for listening to that.
We'll be back. Hour 3.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com, service to the highest degree. That's right. And that is not just, well, it is a funny pun, right? You know, degree, temperature, all that. But they don't just talk that talk, okay? They walk that walk. If they were at the Senior Bowl, they would be QB1. And it's because the customer experience from, like, scheduling the time to get people out there, the quality of the work, the fact that they give you all this information about who's coming to your home ahead of time. You can enter the Star Club membership where you get free checkups every 6 months to make sure that your system is running. You're avoiding any super costly stuff down the road. Look at the Google review ratings, y'all. AccuTempBR.com.
And they're there to help. Like when I tell you they have a chat set up on their website, I mean, it is for questions and like anything you have coming up. Like, hey, here's what's going on in my home. What should I do? They're going to get you scheduled out. They're going to be there when they say they're going to be there, as well as part of that 5-star rating that you're going to get from AccuTemp and AccuTempBR.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Auctioner Health.
Bayou Ford has 0.9% for 60 months on new Ford F-150 plus $1,000 bonus cash. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. And right now, get $1,000 bonus cash plus 0.9% APR for 60 months on new 2021 Ford F-150. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. on Thursday, February 3rd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 70. In case you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can now catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Coming up on OTB, Ross Jackson of the Locked On Saints podcast stops by at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Or watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTB, OT, live from the Reese's Senior Bowl in Mobile starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome into hour number 3 of Off the Bench. T-Bob, Jake, Rivs holding it down here live in Mobile. We got Mario and Danny holding it down back in the studio. Been a lot of fun here. Well, unfortunately, today's going to be a bit of a weird day where I don't think that actually I have the clearance to watch practice. They're moving it inside.
I mean,
and so,
we are not high enough leveled media.
Yeah.
When they said that, I'm like, who's that? Like, who
is
talking?
that?
Well, we were talking on the way over. We were like, do you think Jake is in with the series? I would feel like series.
Oh, yeah, we're set up over there.
Okay, so y'all are in the indoor. Y'all going to be able to watch practice?
No, so we're set up still, like, in the stadium. We have too much equipment to move.
But we were saying, like, but if you aren't doing the show, like, you could,
Yeah.
And maybe, like, national media.
National media staples will be out there, I'm sure.
1045 ESPN wasn't put on that list.
I'm going to have to send him the Barrett sports rankings of top mid-market local
Coach,
morning
I will
sports
fight
shows.
for us now.
Hey, really quick. I know we're not supposed to do this, bring off-air stuff on air, but
I don't feel that
I think
way.
T-Bob's going to really love
I'm
this.
down for this. Yeah.
What I would like to talk about is something that happened last night.
Uh-oh.
Where T-Bob tried to hustle me at pool.
Oh, my God.
He was like,
y'all came in telling this story.
He was like,
she came in telling this
do you
story. I don't
want
want
to play?
this story to go
do
public.
you want to play pool? And I said, I will, but I'm very bad at pool. And I'm one of those people who, when I know I can't win at something, I don't want to participate. Like,
So
I'm going to
you're-
take my ball and go home. But I told you that. I was like, you know what? But you want to do this so bad.
But
that,
you are what all of us old people are complaining about with the college athletes nowadays. They just want to take their ball
I
and
would
go
be
to
in the transfer portal so fast. So I'm like, but you know what? I can tell T-Bob really wants to play pool. So fine, I'll just tell him I'm bad at it, and we'll just do it
also,
anyway.
to be fair, if you're in a bar where you can smoke inside and there's pool tables, I feel like you're like
you have to play.
You have to play a game of
Okay.
pool, or otherwise, what are you doing?
So there was this kind of serious game going on before us, but they were done. So we took the table, and it starts out a little shaky. Neither one of us were doing that great. And so one of the guys comes over who was playing before us and was like, hey, do you want some help? And I was like, yeah, I want help. I'm like so bad, but I'm going to promise you that even with your help, I'm going to be bad. So anyways, he starts lining all these shots up, and I started looking like a pool shark out there. I was making shots left and right, and you know what ended up happening? I beat your boy.
It came down to the 8 ball.
But it turns out
I did lose.
You've done a lot of 8 balls.
I did lose. So.
It turns out though, this guy
too real, entirely too real.
So this guy was a professional pool player or something, right?
Okay, so
or competitive.
if we want to get into who your coach was, and he was very good, and like he immediately had Rivs playing way better. It's one of the most fascinating people I ever talked to. Me and him ended up hanging out all night. He is a little person, and he's a bit of a pool shark. He also told me that he was once a 6-figure escort in Vegas. He's also an international master in chess, which I feel like I vetted and is actually true. And and he did also tell me he's the best trumpet player in all of Alabama.
There's
So
that ping pong. He plays ping pong.
Oh, and that's his real thing is that he
that's
plays professional ping pong. Yeah.
So really quick,
He's
because
got
I
a
know
gypsy
that
spirit, though.
you probably want to talk about
I'm surprised he's not on the show this morning.
Him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to have him on
I
the
know.
show.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I didn't exchange numbers. I've been trying to, exchange numbers less just because you never end up, reaching out to those people ever again, and so it's kind of pointless. But I would love to see Aaron again sometime while I'm down here because he was fascinating.
Okay, so T-Bob, obviously, he makes friends everywhere he goes. So this is the second time, though, yesterday that he had made a good friend. So yesterday morning after the show, I go back to the hotel. I'm, waiting for T-Bob. He's doing an interview. He's going to meet me. He wants to prove to himself.
I don't know. Sorry, we don't know what's going on here. There's a bunch of yelling
out.
going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of yelling.
Yeah.
Okay, there's he wants to prove to himself that he can get places without his GPS, and he couldn't. It took him. He went a mile. He overshot it. It was whatever. So he calls me to tell me he's going to be 8 minutes late, and he's like, "But let me tell you this story. While I was walking, I met this guy named Keith." And I started talking to this man, and all of a sudden, he has his trash bag. He pulls out a keyboard from the trash bag.
Yeah.
He starts playing, and he played me a very moving song.
It was a beautiful song,
and
dude.
it was
Original piece.
I felt like I was listening to an ad lib. I just was like, T-Bob, can you give me some nouns and some verbs? I'm going to put them in this thing. And, that's the story T-Bob had just told me.
Bro, I'm not going to lie. I didn't know what was coming out of that trash bag. I did not expect keyboard.
No, you didn't.
I thought it was a case with a flute or a trumpet or something. This man busted out the keyboard.
One of T-Bob's best qualities, he sees the beauty in every soul. If there's anything in there that's good, he's going to find. I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah, no, I feel that way too.
T-Bob is not going to judge you off your flaws.
No, me and Keith in our limited interaction, we had a great time together. He played
I can't believe that Aaron and Keith are not sitting here with you today.
I mean, that's what I was talking about. I keep joking
ragtag group of friends.
Yeah, I'm a Mobile native now. How tight would it be if I saw Keith and Aaron out tonight? That'd be so good.
I feel like, I said this to T-Bob last night, but, you can joke about being in a simulation. Everything around you, Truman Show or something. If this was my Truman Show and this was, my simulation, T-Bob has 1,000% been cast as my wacky friend.
Yeah, I mean,
he just does crazy stuff and,
This is wacky. Look at me. I am
He's the wacky friend.
I'm the fat wacky friend that you hire for every comedy.
I have learned this trip, though, you and Rivers are as close to brother and sister as you'll ever get without being brother and sister.
Yeah, it's been weird. Me and Rivers have been spending
together a lot.
Yeah, a lot of time together because you've been working and we've been I guess we don't have much to do. So
and I'm willing to walk around even though I know he's going to get us lost.
But I'm not going to lie, my Mobile Rex have been on point, and this ain't using Yelp. This is me pounding.
I hadn't heard Yelp in a
This is
long
me
time.
pounding the pavement, looking for the good spots. Shout out, we ate at this place Squid Ink last night. I had a cocktail with Squid Ink in it, and it was actually amazing and quite refreshing, dude. It was absolutely delightful.
The food downtown Mobile has been wonderful.
I think we can all agree, pleasantly surprised with the little downtown scene in Mobile.
Yes, it's you wouldn't think it would. You said this, Jake, and it does beg the question, what's stopping Baton Rouge from having something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it was Monday around lunchtime, and everybody wasn't here yet for the Senior Bowl. Remember, they were all coming in Monday afternoon, and there was a lot of foot traffic. I mean, multiple businesses that were open that weren't just restaurants and bars. I mean, there was the Opera and the Symphony right by the place that we were eating. I mean, there was thriving businesses in this
Apothecary?
little, three
There's
block
a
radius?
witch store.
Bro, we've seen
a haunted bookshop.
The one thing that T-Bob wanted to be open, though, was the only thing that was closed, the arcade bar.
Oh, that's right.
I know. So I guess not every business is going to make
But
it.
everything else, I mean, it was crazy. It was thriving businesses, and they were there might be a lawyer's office, there might be a restaurant. There was the opera, like we mentioned. I mean, there was clothing stores.
There's a literal witch shop.
Yeah.
Called something an apothecary.
They do tarot readings, so we get our boy Hold the Mayo over here.
God, that was one of my favorite segments of the month. By the way,
we got to get Hold the Mayo back on for sure. But it's
They sell like tinctures.
I guess the thing about this apothecary that's crazy is it's super nice, right? So, and it's in a great spot. So, like, they make money. So, I mean, I don't know.
Who's
I guess
shopping at this witch shop?
I guess people are just, I mean, you're very excited to go there.
I'm
You
very
keep
excited.
talking about it.
I'm a little nervous to walk in. Like, she's going to know that we're posers. Like, we're not into real witch stuff.
Well, so this is what's weird. I pretend to be above it all and all think it's fake, and I am a skeptic, but, like, am I betraying my real emotions on it and that I don't actually want to go do it? Like, I actually don't want to go, like, get my future told to me or anything, because it goes back to the theory of, like, belief and how it interacts with what is real, right? And if I, okay, let's say I'm, like, alive in, like, Salem back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I believe this woman is a witch. We burned her at the stake. Regardless of if she, like, you know, she doesn't have actual.
You don't want to know that
think,
she wasn't a witch?
Well, no, you wouldn't. No, I'm saying, like, she
We have
does
gone
not,
down a weird path.
She does
here.
not have what we would actually say is, like, magic powers. Nobody does. But, you know, the result is still that she's dead. So functionally, the magic was real in a way. So if somebody tells me my future and I use any decision, I make any decision based on that information.
Take your free will away?
Then in a way, I have made that future telling real, because it has altered my life down a path. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to mess with it.
I
That's
don't know.
what I'm
I'm
saying.
a little too tired for that.
Yeah,
for that
I'm-
talk.
I'm just-
You lost me.
My
a little.
fault, y'all. My fault.
Yeah.
You lost me a little.
I've thought about
I'm
this
about to
a
call
lot.
Coach Neuheisel in here for a little bullpen help.
We were talking casual witch stuff, and then you just sort of like took a turn.
Hey, Rick, let's.
Do I say noun funny?
How do you feel about the 3-4 defense?
Noun?
Noun?
I can't really. I can't say anybody says anything funny with
Me
the
too.
way I talk. I mean,
I actually had a moment the other day for one of the first times in my life. I did not understand my old man's accent. We were at a restaurant in New Orleans with the kids, and he started asking me about the children's farts, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, don't you want to just use a children's fart, or don't you want to just get him some children's farts or something? And I was so good. He was trying to say fork the entire time, but he says fark because of his Cajun
Fark.
accent.
Fark.
But but
Fark.
it was one of the waitresses overheard her, and yeah, she was very freaked out
Yeah.
about why this old man was talking about
Yeah.
child farts.
so
and she started laughing when we finally figured out what was going on.
So T-Bob, I was telling Rivers while you were using the restroom. I finally last night after I was meeting with some people, said hello, Dan Marino.
Oh,
I did
you did?
it. I did it.
Are you proud of your boy?
Let's go,
I did it.
Let's go.
The accent part like brought it up because thick accent still for Dan.
On that Pittsburgh accent.
I know, man. It's like that dude's been in Miami for what 40 years.
Remember that? Did you see that video that went viral a couple months ago of him doing the old promo where you can really
Yes.
hear that Steel Town
Man,
accent?
it was
man.
he's big.
He is big.
He's a large human. Like, okay, so for those
Where'd
of
you
y'all
have to
that don't know, like, I talk about Sunset Acres all the time on this show. Sunset Acres all the way, you know, through high school to Evangel. I wore 13 because of Dan Marino. I don't know where it started, but I had a love for Dan Marino, man. I was rooting the Dolphins on hard there for a very long time, and so like I was like, I got to. He's
Was it
at
an
the
Ace
bar.
Ventura thing?
It might have
Did
been
that play
like
into it?
Me, Katie always asked that too, and it probably played some part in it. Like, you know, everybody loves that movie, and so he's by the bar. And he's like, oh, I'm whatever. I was like, hey, Jacob Pastor. I could see like the wheels spinning. I was like, I played a while in the league. He goes, yeah. I think I've done, like you said. He's like, I think I've done some of your games
I knew
before.
he would have called your games.
And
yes.
and he said, and he snaps his fingers like, LSU. I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Let's go,
dude, I was like,
dude.
little kid me, like was like, this is the greatest moment
That's
of my
awesome.
life. But it was a quick conversation, a couple minutes and 90 seconds. Maybe I was like, man, I know you get this all the time, but like I really appreciated like your career growing up. I wore 13 because of you and all those things, and it was nice.
Yeah, and you know he loves that man. I think that. Yeah, maybe he would get sick of it with like maybe just a ton of people kind of saying that, but you're in the fraternity, and so when you're in there and you tell them that, I think that's got to be very validating. I'm very happy for you because I never got another chance to shake King Griffey's hand, and I think about it
He's
all
still
the
with
time.
us.
I wish I would have. I know.
There might be another opportunity.
I just have.
Oh, you
He's
did
still with
say
us.
that like he's dead.
I just mean that like.
I know what he meant though.
When
But
are me and
you
King
saw-
Griffey ever
who
going to
knows?
be in the same room again?
Who knows?
I mean,
Who would have thought that time?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's
Look
fair.
at us now.
That's fair.
You just
That's
never
fair.
know.
you did. You really framed that in a way where I was like,
No, King Griffey
part
Jr.
of
is
me
not
was
that
like,
chair. Okay.
I mean,
he
I
die?
have met like football hero Dan Marino, like friends wildly with my baseball hero, Chipper Jones. Met Landon Donovan, soccer guy. Now,
Yeah, who's left?
I just got to meet Jay Will, White Chocolate.
Oh, wow.
That's my basketball.
What is he doing now?
I don't know, but now I just got to meet him.
I bet
and I'll have all of it.
Is he in the big three?
He's got it. He was.
If he's not in the big three, man, that man is just running the rec league courts wherever he lives,
Without
dude.
question.
Just like killing kids.
Because I'm sure, like he doesn't look like he used to. Like, he in his career, like he'd have hair. Sometimes he'd shave his head or whatever. But, like, he has hair now, but he played most of his career with a shaved head, so they might not recognize him. Although, like, in the basketball world, like, he's still that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
but
dude.
He goes out there. Who's this white guy out there? And he's just out there, White Chocolate.
I always liked the professor from N1.
Yeah.
Not in comparison to White Chocolate, but I've fallen down a lot of professor YouTube holes where, like, he dresses up like a nerd, or he'll be wearing like khakis and like suspenders, and he goes to the court and everybody's clowning him, and then he just works dudes. That's actually one of my favorite YouTube holes that I fall into. Patrick Vine's going to ask, what is there downtown to do that you need to park? That's what else I've kind of loved. Walking city.
Mm-hmm.
Very walking
small
city.
downtown.
Even with the rain and the cold, like, we're not walking very far.
It's like everything's like a half mile.
And then you kind of have to walk a little bit after you eat, which
Yes.
you never want to do, but
it's always good.
Yep.
But it's always good. It works out in the
Always
end.
good.
And plus, I'm getting ready for Disney. Walked 7.5 miles a couple days ago. We'd have to be
the
rolling.
day you got lost.
Yeah. That was not ideal. At least it wasn't raining. But yeah, I would love to see Baton Rouge get maybe get a little bit of that action.
I mean, and Patrick brings it up in the chat. Like, I would love a Baton Rouge downtown scene like that. Even, like, I know my hometown gets a little bit of hate there in the Port City, but they've even kind of got that situation. Now, the casinos being right there, like there's the casinos on one town, then you got a strip of a couple of bars, and they stay open until 6. That always helps as well. But, man, there's a place down there like Stray Cats, man. Stray Cats, I've had some of the best nights of my life at Stray Cats downtown Shreveport. It's
Stray
like,
Cats sounds like a place where you could have some of the best nights of your life.
Yeah, and so there's a nice little, and the parking's incredibly easy down there as well. They've got lots kind of spaced out everywhere. So
yeah. And guess what else we learned last night? Yeah, sun finally came out. How about that?
Oh, I know what you're about to say.
Do you know that Mobile was actually the original capital of the Louisiana Territory? So everybody's always trying to put Mobile and New Orleans
going back
against
to
each
mother,
other.
father.
It's like our boy told us at the hotel. It doesn't need to be against. We can be married together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shared history here.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of falling for the city a little bit, man. It's been a lot of fun. And
I agree.
And as far as the Mardi Gras thing goes, again, like we said yesterday, it doesn't need to be divisive. It doesn't need to be one against the other. Mobile.
New Orleans
is the mother.
It's superior, but I understand
New
what you're
Orleans
saying.
is the father.
Yeah.
Well, it's different. It's different, right?
I had my LSU sweatshirt on one day, and I was walking back to my hotel, and I think it was me and Doring, and there was a couple of gentlemen that were like, LSU, yeah, Mardi Gras, New Orleans. Y'all didn't start it. I said, yeah, because everybody thinks Mobile, Alabama when they think Mardi Gras. And he goes, great point, guy. And he kept walking.
I have gathered that the Mobile Mardi Gras is maybe just a little more family-friendly, where obviously New Orleans is a little more
well, just like every other city kind of in Louisiana outside of it. I mean, Baton Rouge has like a family parade. Shreveport has one. I'm sure Lafayette has a great one. I know I think Alexandria's got a great family parade.
Yeah.
So.
I met a girl at New Orleans Mardi Gras, Swedish girl, one time who told me that she would soak tampons in grain alcohol and then place them in her rectum.
I don't know. That was a weird story that I feel like you didn't have to tell.
I really don't know why you.
Because I'm trying to.
Like I'm sitting here thinking.
Because
like,
I'm trying to.
I'm sitting here thinking. Like I know that my wife and my children actively listen to the show.
9 a.m. They're at
Memphis.
school.
It gets dropped off at 9:15. It's 9:18. So
don't do that,
Memphis Miles. I apologize. Uncle T-Bob did not mean what he just said.
Well, the point is because it's. No. The
Great
point
job,
is
Mario.
that that's a little more of the New Orleans Mardi Gras, right? It's a little more risque, a little more rated R. I don't think I'm going to meet that Swedish girl in Mobile, right? I think I'm going to have Memphis, and he's going to be catching beat. Then it's going to be great. All right. When we get back, I don't know exactly what we're going to do when we get back, but we will have Ross Jackson stopping by in about 15 minutes here to fill you in on the Saints coaching search and everything else that's been going down this week. Host of Locked on Saints, so keep it locked here on OTB.
OTB, OT.
Go to the Relaxation Company. RelaxationCompany.org is the site. Jake, if you could fill just a second while I bring this up.
Yeah, go to TRC Massage on Instagram as well. T-Bob gave you the website there, but TRC Massage on Instagram, they have got a 10% off right now, Valentine's Day special. That runs through February the 19th. February the 14th, obviously, Valentine's Day, but that is also something that is in-store only. So it's in-store
No, so
only.
It does actually go through the 19th.
Oh, it does? I had that right.
You had it right.
Yes.
And check this out, man. I keep talking about the body contouring from the cryo machine where they can literally like freeze your love handles off. You can get 30% off full body contouring couple packages. So both of you both want to be feeling a little sexier, a little more empowered, 30% off. Go explore that. 20% off if you're riding solo. The deals, you want to text Cupid's Bow. Again, that deal's going through February 19th to go show up and take advantage of it. RelaxationCompany.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Before we begin any electrical work here, we perform a home safety check that begins at your electrical panel to make sure that you and your family are safe. For all your upgrades, installations, and repairs, call Mr. Electric.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Here, join Tommy Chrysan, Skip Burtman, and myself for Hold the Rope with Skip and Cano this Sunday night from 7 to 9 p.m. when our guest will be LSU head baseball coach Jay Johnson. Hold the Rope, Sunday 7 to 9, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live from the 2022 Reese's Senior Bowl, presented locally by CEI Custom Ecology Incorporated. OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Shout out to Custom Ecology Incorporated. What's up? Y'all want to go ahead and hop on right now? Maddie, do you want to come on as well? You're welcome to. Do we have a fourth mic? Do we have a fourth mic hooked up? All right. What? Yeah, I guess I didn't really give much of an option there. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. We are live in Mobile, and right now we got Ross Jackson and Maddie. Hudak. Actually, Maddie, I got to be honest. How do I pronounce your last name? I've run into this myself many times with Abear growing up in Atlanta. How do you pronounce your last name?
Hudak.
Hey, okay, I was right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Hudak. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
It's
hell
a natural fit for the market.
Natural fit.
Wait. That is outstanding, by the way. That is perfect.
It couldn't, literally couldn't be better. And so y'all both cover the Saints. Maddie, we were talking the other day. You have a pretty fascinating story that I think we can actually get into about how you ended up getting into all of this. But first, Ross, let's start here. You host Locked on Saints every single day, bringing the Saints coverage. What is the latest that you're kind of hearing or your read on the current coaching search?
Oh, yeah, sure. So, I mean, anyone that you talk to is going to tell you that at this point, Dennis Allen seems to still make the most sense, right? I mean, they had their interview with Dennis Allen earlier, or actually they have their Dennis Allen interview coming up. They had interviews earlier with Brian Flores as well as Aaron Glenn. There were a couple of other names that were out there like Byron Leftwich. Not sure of the progress on that or sort of where that has all gone, but I could see where there might be some disconnect in between those, the option and the sort of desire and direction of the organization, which doesn't want to blow things up or create any kind of upheaval. They want to maintain the nucleus of the team as much as possible, the coaching staff, the culture as much as possible. So some of those fits from within the organization or that are familiar with the organization definitely make, I'll say, the most sense at this time.
And it comes at a pretty intense time, right? We talked about it yesterday. In terms of what Brian Flores is alleging with the NFL, in terms of there being a discrimination problem or diversity issue, I mean, I have no trouble seeing that is clearly the case, right? Because, I mean, how do you have a player base that is a vast majority made up of minority players, and yet there's no minority coaches, right? And look, the answer to all of these, you see this throughout all of society and whatnot, and I guess it's just the Saints right now are in a weird spot because – you know, Flores is out here and he's talking about giving sham interviews, and we have proof of it, given that he had a Giants interview lined up where, you know, he was never even really given the job. And, like, how do the Saints avoid kind of doing the same thing? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Dennis Allen seems to make the most sense, but they still have to interview people. How do you make it a legitimate interview, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that the Saints need to continue on what they've always done. I mean, you look at the makeup of the coaching staff, and the New Orleans Saints have quite a few minority coaches that are present. I mean, you're looking at quick elevations of guys like Ronald Curry, who's a rising star within coaching circles and things like that as well. He was there as the Saints wide receiver coach, elevated to quarterbacks coach. You look at the progression of Terry Fontenot. You look at, you know, Kai Harley in the front office. You look at guys like Joel Thomas as well as Coach CJ, who are working with running backs, who are working with wide receivers. The New Orleans Saints have always done a good job of doing that. Every team can do better, right? Everyone in the NFL, everyone can do better. Don't get me wrong, but they've done a wonderful job elevating and making sure that there's representation within player representation as well as representation within their organization to reflect the player base and everything. And I think that you just continue to do what it is that you do. Sometimes those guys are not the top, you know, whoever that person is that you're bringing in is not the top option, and that's okay. But as long as you're giving genuine opportunity to be convinced otherwise, or you're giving genuine opportunity to let them prove you right in the expectation that you could be the guy, then that's what becomes most important. As somebody that has sat on that end of the chair a lot in my time, like that's all that I ask for. That's all that I ask for.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember Ronald Curry as a guard for North Carolina basketball, by the way.
Yeah, two-sport athlete. Yeah. He was incredible.
That's exactly where my head goes. Well, Maddie, so you do a bit of everything now. And it's funny because I was joking with Rivers, like when I was at practice, I had a notebook and I was very much pretending to take notes to kind of fit in, and I didn't write anything down. But then I look at you, and you were actually like really in it taking notes. But before we get there, Tell us your story a little bit, because if you don't know, Maddie, you catch her on ESPN Radio 100.3, which we're also on. She does work for the Saints Wire with USA Today, sideline reporter for the Green Wave. But you kind of came out of nowhere. How did you end up in this sports business?
The pandemic, to be honest with you. I worked in psychology and then the law. I got a master's degree in law, so that was very much the path. And then I got laid off in 2020, and the world kind of sucked. And sports seemed like a good source of escapism. So, while I was on unemployment, I'm like, why don't I enjoy doing something that I enjoy doing and writing about sports? And then it kind of just gained traction from there. So moved back from Philadelphia to New Orleans, and then just kind of, went full-fledged at it.
Oh, wow. So I didn't realize that either. You were living in Philly at the time. Are you from New Orleans originally?
Mom's from there. I'm from the Bay Area originally.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Right. Damn.
All over, man. You got everything covered.
And then Ross, it's funny, Ross is out in L.A., but holding it down, staying in tune with everything going on with the Saints. Well, okay, so since you have been taking so many notes, Maddie, who's kind of stood – like, what are you watching here? Are you watching from a Saints perspective or a more general perspective?
Yeah. Well, kind of both, but at the same time, those two are now kind of connected because with the Saints still looking for their head coach, and with Mickey Loomis saying yesterday that one of those questions for that head coach is who is the quarterback going to be.
Yep.
If they don't know that answer, then looking from an evaluation perspective of what pieces would fit this team. I don't know if a quarterback makes sense, if a wide receiver would make sense for whoever quarterback is going to end up there. So looking at kind of those baseline evaluators like the linemen.
Yeah.
The Saints like to draft linemen. Everyone should draft linemen, to be honest with you. And that's the most kind of stable thing at this point. So, there weren't really rosters that were well available. So in terms of my spastic note taking, that was me just trying to get numbers and situational context down on chicken scratch. But there's been a couple people that have stood out to me. I don't think the rain yesterday really helped anyone.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, I was talking to some scouts last night, and they were all pretty angry because they felt like it was just kind of a wasted day.
Yeah.
And don't worry, I was doing radio up in at the stadium as well, and we went into the Vikings booth, and they had cards for their scouts, and we just had to go steal a couple because we were trying to do the show on Sirius, and we couldn't even tell we're trying to, because people were in different numbers and stuff, so you weren't alone in that.
Oh, they were in different numbers?
Some of them are Sam Howell's wearing different than he would have worn at North Carolina.
Did Cole Strange choose 69 then just for the Senior Bowl?
I don't know.
We're going to need to do some
research
nice
on that. Okay, so that's a great point that you make, though, because usually when you get to the Senior Bowl, everybody knows who their head coach is. Even in the coaching carousel, you already have it. I was talking to an exec with the Bears, and he's like, we even just got our head coach, and so we don't really know what he's looking for either because we hadn't even met him. And this is number two, a number two guy for the Bears. And so, when you're scouting these teams, I wonder what the Saints are really looking for because, Mickey's going to be there, but still, you want to have a guy that your head coach believes in if you're drafting in the first round as well. So it's a little bit of a unique situation as far as who we're really diving into because we assume quarterback, but there might be another position.
Yeah. I think you spend a lot of time looking at pretty similar prototypes, pretty similar archetypes because regardless of the head coaching change, Jeff Ireland's still there, right? So in terms of college scouting and what the New Orleans Saints like, I don't know that there's going to be too much of a shift away from it with Sean Payton no longer being the head coach, which is always going to be weird to say, by the way.
I know. Would it shift, real quick, not to cut you off, but would it shift if you – for whatever reason, a big surprise, you bring in Doug Peterson. Obviously, Doug Peterson's a quarterback. He's a quarterback guy. Would it shift them maybe even a little bit because you're bringing in a quarterback guy to be your coach?
Right. It could potentially, but I think the idea would be, or one of the ways that you could look at it is what is the division of labor between the way that the front office and the head coach work in concert.
Right.
So if the division of labor becomes, hey, we're in charge, we have the roster control in terms of making sure that we get the players that we feel like fit the locker room, fit the
which is big for the
our
Saints.
Form. Yeah, exactly, huge. And you make those guys work, what I mean, and do what Sean did, which was find what it is that makes them all play to the best of their ability and put them in the position to succeed rounds 1 through 7 or undrafted, then no, the prototypes don't really change that much. And then maybe you accept the input, of course, from the coach in terms of key positions like quarterback. But then after that, it becomes how do we make everything work within the form that we believe we're familiar with.
How do y'all feel, and we can start with you, Maddie, how do y'all feel about it's something that I've been thinking about a lot this week is the opportunity for Mickey Loomis, right? Because, and I mean in terms of going down as a legend, that will always be remembered, because so often when these quarterback and coaches break up, that we talk about it just then, the GM never really gets mentioned, right? But we've gone through a golden era of Saints play, and Mickey Loomis has been the GM that put that era into place. Like, how do you kind of view the opportunity ahead of him?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, a lot of GMs kind of get lost in the shuffle, but to use your term, they've always worked so well in concert that you just have always heard Loomis and Peyton in tandem. Yeah, I think he has a lot of kind of, legacy-defining moments ahead of him between, the head coach to the quarterback to, the draft, the team's identity moving forward, how they divide up those personnel and decision-making type of responsibilities. I think a lot of that kind of will fall to him in terms of, divvying up that type of stuff, being that, seniority-wise, he's been there before 06.
Yeah. I mean, he was, 02?
Yeah.
I think it's when he became the GM. So, I mean, man, if he can keep the Saints playoff relevant, and in the hunt, that would be.
I mean, even in this year to stay, I mean, with everything that went on, them to be a crazy comeback away from making the postseason. I mean, I feel like this year was highly impressive with what the Saints did.
There's just so much insecurity about returning to the dark ages.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Some people haven't even experienced them either.
Oh. So our producers back in Baton Rouge, I mean, they somewhat remember, but they're in their 20s. I'm like, y'all, you just don't know. Like, y'all don't remember, like, Mike Buck and Steve Walsh, your quarterback, and a Billy Joe Holbert. Like, y'all just don't look at some lean years there. There's some lean years. I remember, I mean, celebrating that playoff victory against the Rams. Like, it was the greatest thing that had ever happened because it never had happened.
Right.
Ross, tell everybody where they can find all your work and what you got going on through this week.
Absolutely. So you can find me on Twitter at Ross Jackson Nola, Nola. Make it nice and simple for you. You can go ahead and catch the Locked On Saints podcast every Monday through Friday, wherever it is you get your podcast, and on YouTube as well. Did a big breakdown today of everything going on around Brian Flores and the culture fit that could actually be, I don't want to say bolstered, but could be very interesting, become a more interesting conversation after all of this.
I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Like, with what the Saints, like, if DA's not the guy, with what the Saints have defensively, it almost seems like they would hit the ground running with that.
That's true.
Like, it really feels like it'd be a good fit.
Maddie, tell everybody where they can find you and your work and everything.
So I'm on Twitter at Maddie Hudak _94. That's Hudak, like, sounds like the chant.
It's so good, dude. I
mean, that's
it's perfect.
Yes.
Thank you, Slovakia, for the thing.
I've never heard of it.
No, unless we're talking European soccer, I've never really heard that.
Shout out Slovakia.
Yeah, you can find me over on Saints Wire for USA Today. I am more of a writer, so I do my notebooks on the Senior Bowl. But as you mentioned, I'm on 100.3 FM, the New Orleans ESPN version. I'll be on that on Friday, breaking down the Senior Bowl as well. Can't say that I have much of a takeaway from yesterday. We're both going to be meeting with Zebra Sports Technology in a bit too, so get some interesting stuff about metrics and how those play into the different combines.
The evaluation process. So that's Maddie, Hudak, Ross Jackson. Thank y'all so much, man, and enjoy the rest of the week.
Absolute pleasure, guys. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all. When we get back here on OTB, keep it locked.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese?
For a Thursday edition of Hunt and Hill, Mickey Loomis met with the media down in New Orleans. Luke Johnson will join us to talk about it, and we're talking some LSU basketball as well. How did LSU signing day finish in football? Hunt and Hill, noon to 2 weekdays on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Live from the 2022 Reese's Senior Bowl, presented locally by CEI Custom Ecology Incorporated. OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Just still chatting up here with Ross and Maddie. They're about to go to that Saber Technology meeting. Okay, double fist bump again. I hate shaking hands. Man, that was great. Even the conversation that took place during the break, just kind of chopping it up with.
That was. I mean, phew.
Yeah.
You know, it's
the Flores.
I mean,
me around to Flores a little bit here,
man,
dude.
And I'm kind of, gosh, talking to Ross, I was like getting emotional. I started getting chill bumps and tearing up having a conversation with him. It was wild, but look, I understand this is a longer conversation than the end of a segment, end of a radio show type situation, but. It's just like I have position coaches, man, in the NFL that absolutely deserve to be not only coordinators but head coaches, and I'm extremely close with them. Still talk to them to this day, and almost like they felt like that was not all they could do, but almost it was like that was like, hey, man, I don't know if I'm getting an opportunity. Like I'm the running backs coach. That's kind of what I am. It's like. almost like their passion and drive to strive to be a head coach.
Been kind of
like
beat
they
out
didn't
of him.
feel like it had not been possible for so long that they just couldn't do it. And it's like, man, you just get like that shouldn't be like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like that shouldn't be the case, and it shouldn't be the case in any profession. But
and again,
when you look at the numbers and you look at a locker room for sure, it's like, you're not going to make this make sense to me. Like the fact that these outstanding football coaches, let me tell you something. Ollie Wilson, my running back coach for the San Diego Chargers, is one of the best football minds I've ever been around, and one of the best humans. Anytime there's a hurricane in Louisiana, anytime there's anything in Louisiana, the first text message I get is from Ollie Wilson.
Damn.
The very first one. And look, yeah, I mean, we were together for a long time. We were together 5 years. He's one of the brightest minds that I had, and he was a lifelong running back coach. He could have been a coordinator. He could have been a head coach, in my opinion. I mean, think of he coached LT. He coached Sproles. He coached Michael Turner. He coached Warwick Dunn in Atlanta.
Oh, really?
For a long time.
I used to do. Warwick was a beast. He gets lost in the shuffle too much.
He absolutely does. And so, I had conversations with Ollie, and he's like, "Yeah, Jake, man, it's kind of what it is." And I used to at the time, you felt bad, but now being even older and removed from it in the time that we're in currently right now, I'm like, that makes me sad. It makes me incredibly sad.
Yeah, and obviously it's kind of an even larger almost societal problem, and it's the reason why things like affirmative action exist. And it's one of those deals where people say, oh, well, don't make it about race, it doesn't have to be about race. The problem is too many times it's almost subconsciously about that, and it's not even nefarious. Again, we all hire people that we know and are comfortable with, and I'm as hypocritical as anyone in this regard, and I've got an opportunity that I did not deserve only because of, I talk about it all the time, I'm a huge beneficiary. There's so many people out there that just aren't given the objective look that they deserve, and it's like, well, how do you change that? And that's where I don't know. I mean, you know what? I don't have all the answers, but I don't think you have to have the answers to acknowledge that there's a problem. And
look, I don't think so either. And again, I agree with what you're saying. If you can't acknowledge there's a problem, then you're just not looking at the same thing we're looking at.
Yeah, and this is something that the owners really, because obviously, and maybe it's just from a lawsuit perspective, so of course they're defending themselves. But, the owners are going to have to come around to this. They are the ones that drive all this decision-making. Roger Goodell gets put out there as the lightning rod, but it is these billionaires that are the ones at the end of the day that are making all of these choices. So it really has to start with them, and just using history as an indicator of future events. It doesn't really seem like I don't know how positive that makes me feel about the situation. So it's great perspective from Ross and Maddie there.
Man, they were sharp.
Yeah, Ross is so sharp, so is Maddie.
That
also,
definitely needs to be a
how many people do this job with a master's in law? She's coming from a intellectual the mountaintop to begin with.
You think when she's talking to a couple of meatheads like us that got the bare minimum degrees, Rivers, I don't know what you got your degree in.
Communication.
Okay, look at you.
It's better than T-Bob and I.
Yeah, general studies. What's up, General?
What up, General?
Yeah, 4 stars, baby. So listen to Locked On, and then check out Maddie's work as well. They are excellent. When we get back, we will close out off the bench. Keep it locked.
OTB, OT.
A little bit of a stutter there. Go to Patient Plus today. Patient Plus Urgent Care, new sponsor here on the show. But I've been using Patient Plus for years. I absolutely love them. I remember a couple of years ago, I think I actually did a promotion when they opened up one of their new spots, and I was just blown away by the facilities and how nice it was and how easy it is, especially once you're entered in the system. When I burned my hand the other night or whatever, to just go in, you check in through your phone, very easy. No, I did burn it, thank you. Okay, I got a local injection, okay? Granted, it did not really bubble, but it did hurt, okay?
Okay.
The bottom line is that the reason why it didn't bubble is because they hooked me up.
No
yeah,
question.
because they gave me the burn cream, even though it was 8:30 at night, and I did it. They're there for you. Patient Plus Urgent Care, 9 locations out of the city. Go check them out.
Yeah, open 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. every single day. The locations are fantastic. I mean, they are like out of this world. T-Bob and I went to one just the other day. My boys have had to go to them. I mean, they are outstanding. PatientPlusUC.com, PatientPlusUC.com.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Saban office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Saban have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and
to a Thursday edition of Early Line. As we recap National Signing Day, go out to New York City to talk Super Bowl 56 with Ben Mintz of Barstool Sports, and more. Join us 2 to 3 p.m. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Miami, South Beach, bringing the heat, Can y'all feel that? Can y'all feel that? Jig it out, Here I am in the place where I come let go. In Miami, the base and the sunset low. Every day like a Mardi Gras. Everybody party all day. No work, all play, okay? So we sip a little something.
Live from the 2022 Reese's Senior Bowl, presented locally by CEI Custom Ecology Incorporated. OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Mobile Live here from the Convention Center. Shout out Special Spectators. We were just talking to our guy Blake once again. Remember, Special Spectators, an awesome organization where they help really sick kids have these incredible college football experiences. If you want to go check it out, just Google Special Spectators. Also, huge shout out to Central Plumbing, 958-552. CentralPlumbing.org is the site. Let's get in a little Ask the Bench. Brought to you by Cole Kirsch Light, Busy Hard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Wheat. Ask the Bench, what Winter Olympic sport would you compete in?
Which one? Olympic?
Yeah, curling.
Winter.
Easy curling.
Winter? God, curling looks so fun.
Winter. I just don't know if I'm a Winter Olympics.
I want to be a hockey guy so bad.
Hockey bros are tight.
I mean, hockey bros, they're tall.
Tall?
Are they tall?
They're
Yeah,
just
no,
skates.
most of them are tall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, most of them are
they're
tall.
big guys, and they're just, like
mullets, and they make it look cool.
they're always ready to fight somebody.
Hockey
you know?
kids are the
Oh, I
bad
love that
kids.
about 'em.
Hockey
They're always
kids in
ready.
high school, especially in the South, because they were little kids of grain. It's hockey and rugby players. They're always the bad kids. They party the most.
If I could train and be good at something, I think ski jumping seems cool.
Vincent said, "What?
I mean, if I could do it,
have you ever?
I can't. I'm saying if I could train.
Oh no, I get
and
that.
Be
Oh
good
no,
at
I'm not saying that. But I mean, have you ever watched YouTube videos of ski jump falls?
No, I mean, but I would be good.
Oh, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that's a terrifying event to choose.
But it's cool looking.
I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna be drinking a beer, throwing the stone.
I could be your
sweeping.
sweeper.
Yeah, exactly. I'm be big chub. Who's the old guy that last Winter Olympics, the Wisconsin guy that took the world by storm?
Oh, and he
You
had a
remember him?
mustache? or
Yeah,
something?
a mustache. Gold medal athlete, baby.
God, when I got a follow from that guy on
Legend.
Twitter.
Oh, did you?
I feel like that was a little
biggest
bit of a
my
flex.
time.
That was a weird flex.
The biggest. No, I mean, think
Right
about
on the
all
way
the
out.
people.
I
But like
know.
that guy made me happy.
OTB,
Gold medal.
OT.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow with more OTB. Last day in Mobile. But today on the way out, I'll remind you about RejuveMeMedical.com. Rejuve Medical. Got locations there for you where you go in and you need the lifestyle coach. You draw your labs, and they use that information to customize a comprehensive plan for you to get you feeling younger. My T levels are not your T levels. My body's not your body, so we all need something different. And that's one of the things I love about Rejuve Me is that it is guided by that data, and it's going to make you feel younger, Jake. It's going to make you feel better, more energy, all of these things.
Absolutely, it is. They do so many different things as well. I mean, it's not just check your T levels. Now, certainly they can do that, but I mean, even yesterday, Katie went over there and got Botox. I mean, that's something that they offer over at Rejuve Me. So many different services. RejuveMeMedical.com. You can set up a consultation. So many different things that you can do. RejuveMeMedical.com is the site. Get that consultation scheduled today.
Kids have staked out their place at Ochsner Medical Complex The Grove, where more than 30 pediatricians and pediatric specialists are all conveniently located under one roof, so you can spend less time driving and more time keeping your kids well.